Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Friday evening here tonight from Castleton. This is our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance here from Minot, North Dakota. That is as the Central Cass Squirrels and the Minot North Sentinels match up for a spot in the Dakota Bowl. From Western Bank Field here in Minot at Sentinel Stadium, it's the North Dakota AA Semifinals. As we get you ready for this matchup, it's Minot North, the number 1 seed from the West. They beat Grand Forks Red River 20-6 in the quarterfinals. The Sentinels have rushed for over 2,600 yards and 38 touchdowns on the season. Minot North, in just their second year as a full-fledged varsity program, has themselves back in the semifinals for a second straight season. While for West Fargo Horse, they beat Minot North in this round a year ago. So the Sentinels trying to make it for the first time in program history, albeit just 2 years at the varsity level, to the Dakota Bowl. While for Central Cass, they down Bismarck St. Mary's 22-14 in the quarterfinals for a number 2 seed in the East. The Squirrels are back in the semifinals for the second consecutive season as well, as Central Cass down the St. Mary's Saints last week in Castleton, and they're back in the semifinals for the third time in the past 4 years. In 1A last season, Central Cass as well fell short to Kindred in the semifinals. Still to come on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we'll hear from our head coaches ahead of the opening kickoff, but when we return from Minot, we'll set the stage in our out-of-town scoreboard with semifinal round games in AA and 3A tonight across the state. It's the Sentinels and the Squirrels. Winner heads to the AA Championship next week at the Fargo Dome, and this is our Irie Insurance pregame show.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassiz Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
As we continue here on our pregame show tonight, as we take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Late in the first quarter, the Devils Lake Firebirds able to take a lead against the Kinder Vikings. That is 7-0, 40 seconds left to play in that particular quarter between Devils Lake and the Kindred Vikings. Brady Siebels has audio-only call for you on that one from Kindred again. 7-0. Firebirds looking to pull off the upset as the number 2 seed from the West going up against the number 1 seed from the East in the Kindred Vikings. It's the same for the matchup here. Just flipped. The 2 seed from the East, Central Cass, against the 1 seed from the West in Minot North in AAA playoffs here tonight as well on our Dakota Heritage Bank out-of-town scoreboard. Just getting underway from the bowl in Bismarck in 3A football. It's Bismarck Century going up against Bismarck Legacy. And then Fargo Davies will host Bismarck tonight. That game will kick off at 7 o'clock in Fargo. That again is a look at your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to DHB.bank. As we continue with more on our pregame show, reminder, the broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Central Cass at 7-3 on the season. Head coach is Tommy Butler, while Minot North the Sentinels at 10-0 on the season. Head coach is Jacob Holman. When we come back, we'll hear from the coaches next, from Coach Holman and Coach Butler out of the opening kickoff. And our starting lineups tonight here brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. That and more still to come here from Minot on your live event.
your life in Hillsborough, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsborough, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsborough has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsborough, where small-town living means big opportunities.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Look at your calendar. There's still time to complete those building projects before freeze up. Sywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsborough has everything you need: top quality building materials, trusted tools, and Midland garage doors. Yes, it's busy now with harvest, but don't wait. Order now to ensure your products arrive on time so your projects are done before the first flake falls. Visit with Sywick Lumber and Hardware Hillsborough and make your building projects plans a reality. Sywick Lumber and Hardware Hillsborough.
For nearly 40 years, West Main Pizza has been serving up hot, delicious pizzas and other favorites, like sub sandwiches, calzones, chicken wings, pasta dishes, paninis, and more. With 2 locations on East Main in Ada and the Rail District in Dilworth, we offer dine-in, takeout, and online ordering at westmainpizza.net. Discover more than just pizza at West Main Pizza in Ada and the Rail District in Dilworth, your neighborhood favorite since 1986.
As we continue on a pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. It's Central Cass and Minot North here in the AA semifinals. Joining us here from the Minot North perspective is their head coach, that's Jacob Holman. And Jacob, let's recap the match with Red River before we talk about your opponent with the Central Cass Squirrels, another East team making their way to the Magic City. Just what'd you see from your guys to gut one out in the quarterfinals against Red River here and find a way to make it back to the semis back-to-back seasons?
Yeah, we got off to a slow start, maybe our worst start that we've had all year. But our guys finished really well. We had to adjust to some things that Red River had shown us early in the game. We played them earlier this season, and they came out a little bit different than what we expected. So after making some adjustments, our kids had a good finish to the game. We're proud of their effort.
For you, Jacob, when you put a Tommy Butler Central Cass team on film, do they remind you of anybody that they played or any similarities from anybody out west or in the east that you've seen this season here?
They're pretty different than every team we've played this year. The first team that came to mind watching them from an offensive perspective is Fargo Shanley. Just spreading the ball out and using a little bit of tempo here and there. But they have athletes that they can get the ball to. They play a lot of receivers. Their quarterback does a nice job, and then they're big up front. So we'll have our hands full with what they're trying to do.
What's a trait or characteristic that best describes this year's team here, Jacob, for Minot North football from your perspective?
Yeah, we're a physical football team. On offense, we like to run the ball. So we tell our guys we want to be downhill and physical, and that's something we've done for the last 4 years in our program. And then defensively, our guys are playing really well, buying into the plan. We want to be a run-stopping defense first, but this week it's going to have to come down to some secondary play and some tackling in space. So it'll be an interesting test for sure.
As you move through, what's a guy like Evan Berg, a leading tackler? He's got over 300 rushing yards. Just kind of what does he mean to the team on and off the football field?
Evan's just a great kid, first off, and he's really tough. He doesn't come off the field much, maybe just a couple special teams plays here and there, but he commands the field on defense. Really good side-to-side player, has gotten better at coming up and filling in the hole. And then from an offensive perspective, with a running offense, having a fullback who can get in the mix and block and be physical is a huge deal. So, yeah, he's the heart and soul of our football team, and we look to Evan to do a lot of stuff for us.
Jacob Holman, head coach for Minot North, with us here on our pregame show. Jacob, let's talk about the line play, right? Obviously, if you're minimizing offensive attacks or offensively averaging over 5.5 yards per rush, it's the guys up front that are opening up the holes or closing up the holes, whichever way you want to look at it. So what have those guys meant to Minot North football?
Oh, that's the identity of our football team. That's the position group that I get to coach, and I love coaching those kids. So we're trying to run the ball, and we have kids that have bought in. Thankfully, this first class of guys that we started with in 2022 that are seniors now, we had a lot of linemen in that group, and they were really raw right away, but have bought in and gotten in the weight room. And it expands further than our offensive line. We have some tight ends who are really, really good and physical players. And then our defensive line gets after teams really well. So we're really proud of the effort from that group of guys.
For this respective program here, Jacob, I've talked with guys in the East, right, with the Harvey McMahons, the Jeremy Newtons of the world, who have found ways to navigate building a program. It's still early for Minot North here, but you mentioned those seniors that came through the transition, were the first group to kind of make its way through for 4 years in some capacity with this program. So what have you seen from day one to day, whatever it might be now with the 4th year of this program, to see the maturation, not just within the guys, but within the program and where you are for Minot North football?
Yeah, it's tough to start a program from scratch. You can ask those other guys that you mentioned, and it's a lot of work. And when we got our guys in, it was almost like they knew nothing about football. And the very cool thing is we've been able to teach them everything that they know. And I've never been around a group of guys who have bought in more to what we're trying to do. And it's a testament to our coaching staff too, for the time investment that they have with them. But yeah, we're super grateful for the group of guys that we had. I mentioned the other day to one of our coaches, I don't think we could have had a better group of guys to start this thing with. So hopefully we can go out and finish things well with these special kids.
Just one or two more questions for you, Jacob, before we let you go. I know there's bigger goals and aspirations, but it starts tonight here with Central Cass, obviously. But spare me with this one question. Just what does it mean with this group to have 2 full varsity fledged years to find itself back-to-back seasons, obviously in the semifinals, having success on the football field? Just what does it say about the program and those guys, so to speak, between the white lines here?
Yeah, it's kids who have bought into what we've been selling to them, and it comes down to them playing on the field. We can do all the work that we want off the field as coaches, but they're the ones who have to go out and execute. And they've grown so much over the last couple of years. We've preached that playing football in November is a big deal, and for us to be able to do that for 2 seasons in a row is pretty special, and hopefully sets a good foundation for our program moving forward.
Final thing, Jacob, and he maybe alluded to it a little bit earlier in the pregame conversation here, but what's the one thing that you must do well to find yourself in that first Dakota Bowl appearance in program history here tonight?
We talked as a team just the other day that we haven't put 4 quarters of football together yet. We've had some very good quarters here and there, but we got to string together 4 quarters. We got to start really well, and then rely on our strength and some conditioning late in the game that we can finish well with. So yeah, it's a 4-quarter football game coming your way.
Jacob, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck against Central Cass here tonight.
Appreciate it.
Jacob Holman, head coach for Minot North, on the pregame show. We'll continue with more after this here in Minot. Tyler Wasling and Scott Kramer in Castleton know the value of hard work and protecting what matters most. Whether it's your farm, crop, home, or business, for personal service, trusted coverage, and a team that's here when you need them most. Scott and Tyler at Farmers Union Insurance are rooted in North Dakota and ready to protect your future. Give them a call at 701-347-4254. That's 701-347-4254 to talk with Scott and Tyler today.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Join us now on our Agri-Insurance pregame show. Part of our coaches' conversation is the head coach of the Central Cass Squirrels. That's Tommy Butler as they play Minot North here in the AA semifinals. Tommy, let's just recap the St. Mary's game, talk about Minot North here in a moment. Biggest thing that you saw from your team was what against Bismarck? St. Mary's with a good start, found a way to win in that third and fourth quarter as well to move on to the semifinals here for the third time in the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, exactly what you just said. I mean, I think we came out hot, got stalled early on our first drive, but continued to battle and found the end zone and felt like we were in control of the game the entire first half. And then when we got to the second half, same kind of deal. We felt really good going in there. Had a couple of miscues. They scored a long touchdown run when we only had 10 guys on the field. So obviously that's stuff that you got to clean up as a head coach there. But outside of that, I mean, we moved the ball efficiently. I think we had almost 450 yards of total offense. So there's a lot of really good things that you like, but obviously there's stuff that you want to clean up where, we had drives that stalled out inside the 20. In the semifinals, you can't have those. You got to score there. You have to come away with points, especially playing a great team like Minot North. But overall though, I think we felt really good. We came away healthy. Our guys are excited to move on, and again, it's survive and advance, and our kids are advancing.
Let's talk about Minot North here, Tommy. When you put them on tape, from what you've seen, maybe last year into this year as well, second year of their varsity football program, do they remind you of anybody that you've played this season, or what's the style that they're going to bring into the game here this evening?
Yeah, it's going to be very similar to what we've seen the past 2 weeks where, against Kindred, they're going to be a power team. They're going to run a lot of power, a lot of counter, a lot of ISO. Same thing with St. Mary's. So we've really gotten the same exact look for the past three weeks. So for us, it's been really helpful, because we know there's a lot of things that you have to do in the run game. You can't just sit in front of them. If you sit right in front of them, they're going to mash us. I would argue, and I would tell you, I think this is the most talented team that I've ever seen in AA. If you're just going on pure paper, seeing what their size, their weight, their athletic ability, all of their running backs are, 215 pounds plus. Their tight ends are 220. They have a 310-pound center. They have a 270-pound left tackle, 250-pound right tackle that's on their 4x1 team. Like, they're really, really, really freaky. But that's the part that we love, right? We want to play the best. This is the number one team in the state, the consensus number one team in the state for the entire year. So for us to get to match up against them in that kind of sense is awesome. We love those challenges. And again, we're looking forward to coming out and just competing like crazy against these guys.
And we'll talk about the matchup here with head coach Tommy Butler with the Central Cass Squirrels. Again, joining us on the pregame show brought to you in part by Agri-Insurance. Where does it start with Minot North? I mean, I think only 3 times they've given up double digits, defensively, but offensively, this is a team that's averaging 5.5 yards per crack, as you talked about, Tommy, with that running game too. So they can hit the explosive plays, but they're more than willing to take 10 plays, go 50 some yards and, milk the clock down and really minimize the game. So where does it start offensively and defensively here for Minot North from your perspective, Tommy?
100%. It starts with their line, both lines. Again, I told you this is the most talented team I've ever seen. Their defensive line is incredible. Their get off, they fly to the ball. It seems like they don't ever get tired. They play with relentless effort, which again, to me is a total credit to the kids and also to their coaching staff. You can tell it doesn't matter who comes in. Those kids are going to run to the ball and they're going to run as fast as they possibly can. So to me, it starts with their offensive and defensive lines. They're great at double teams. They get a lot of movement, again, very similar to Kindred, where they're going to get a ton of movement. They have, again, big physical backs that maybe are not the fastest guys like we saw against St. Mary's. But again, it's hard to tackle a guy that's 220 and that will bang consistently. So again, for us, that's the starting point. Their quarterback is athletic. He's great at play action. Their play action is really, really tough to defend. And having humongous tight ends, obviously, again, makes a world of difference. But he's athletic where he can get on the edge, and if you don't contain him, he'll pull it down and run. And then defensively, again, like their front four get off the ball so hard. It's again similar to Kindred, where you're only going to have 2 seconds to throw the ball. So, for me, it's can we protect Brody up front? Can we hit a couple creases in there in our run game? And then I think, again, I think we have a great passing offense that's able to find open holes and stuff like that. But, again, you can look at that on paper and think that those holes are there. But, man, when you got a D-line that's that tenacious up front, it's hard to get to those open windows. So, and I think that's what they do. I think they live and breathe on that. I think they know that they have open windows, but it don't matter, right? I told our team, they remind me of the old Seahawks, the Legion of Boom, where they're going to play cover 3, and we don't care that that we're going to play cover 3. We're just better than you, and that's to me what they do on offense and defense. It doesn't matter that their plays. It doesn't matter that they can be a little bit predictable. We're still just flat out better than you are, and we're going to prove it. So, to me, that's what this game is going to be. Because I don't think they're going to do anything that's going to surprise us. I don't think they're going to do anything that's going to be overly complicated schematically. That's not how they operate. They are very, very fundamentally sound, and they're just going to beat you with fundamentals, and they're going to beat you with their talent. So for us, we got to be able to do some different stuff. We got to be able to manipulate our fronts a little bit. We got to be able to get in and out of different things. And then again, can we protect our quarterback to make throws down the field? And if you can open your run game and you can create a little hole, there's big running lanes in there. But again, that's very hard to do with an attack style defense like they run.
Two more things for you, Tommy, before we let you go. Obviously, Colton Cruchet stands off, obviously, with what his ability to do. Obviously, the offensive line is well over 150 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns in the win against St. Mary's in the quarterfinals. I know we've kind of talked about different players throughout the course of the season, but seeing a guy like Cruchet, peaking at this particular time in the playoffs, what can he provide, particularly on the offensive side of the ball against that defensive line you're going to see on Friday night here?
Yeah, I mean, his ability to get in and out of cuts, his ability to, run through guys. He just plays with a ferocity that's unmatched. He's willing to do anything he can to win. We're going to see him some more on special teams this week. So, he's willing to, he's a team guy. He'll do whatever you ask him to do. But again, when you put the ball in his hands, it's usually a good play. Doesn't matter what the play is. Could be a dump pass. Could be a run, right? Could be a kick return. It doesn't matter. When the ball's in his hands, I feel really, really confident in what we're doing. So to me, that's the thing that he's going to bring. He just brings a fire and a passion that is unmatched. And when he gets going, it gets our whole team going.
Final thing for you, Tommy, before I let you go again, head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels, Tommy Butler, joined us on the pregame show. 5 of the last 11 years, whether it's been A or AA, this program has found its way to make it to the semifinals. 3 of the last 4 years, there's still goals. There's still things that you and I talked with back in August that are still ahead of you here, and it has to start with Minot North again in the semifinals. But just quickly, what's it say about this program to be consistent, to go through the ups and downs of a season more times than not and find yourself back in the semifinals here, 1 win away from trying to get to the Dome?
Yeah, I mean, it's your dream as a coach, right? Is to give your kids a chance. I think we've done a great job of trying to build a program, but I would tell you that again, I could build all I want, but I got to get buy-in from the kids. I think we've seen that again, year in and year out. Our kids keep coming in. The standard doesn't change. The expectations don't change, and for us, it's been the kids really. You can have great mottos. You can have all those kinds of things that you want, but if you don't got Jimmy's and Joe's, it ain't going to matter. And so for me, that's what we've had. We've had a great run of talent lately, but our kids are bought in. Our kids consistently jump into everything, and they're willing to do any and everything that we ask of them. And so for me, it's the easiest job in the world because I think I have the greatest team in the world. They do everything that you ask of them. It makes your job easy, makes your job fun. That every day I come to work and I'm excited. I can't wait to get out to practice. Our kids make practice fun. And again, I think that's what you see on Friday nights is you see our teams compete. They compete, they have fun, they play together. It doesn't matter wins and losses, all that kind of stuff. Like we're just going to come out and compete and give it our best shot. And I think this team is battle tested. They have been battle tested. We've seen really goods. We've seen some really, really bads. So to us, we're not really worried about this game. We're just going to come out and again, we're going to throw some hooks at them. We're going to throw some haymakers at them. And we're going to see what happens, right? We are not the quote better team talent-wise, but man, I would never put a doubt in my mind that this team can come out and win a game, and you get to live your dream to go play for a state championship in the Fargo Dome.
Hey, Tommy, as always, appreciate the time. Best of luck here against the Sentinels here in the semifinals.
I appreciate it, man. Go Squirrels.
Central Cass head coach Tommy Butler with us on the pregame show. We'll continue with more after this here on our Irie Insurance pregame report.
I'm Molly, and I have lived here a little over 3 years now. I like the open spaces here and being able to go in and out. I like the fact that I don't have stairs or elevators. I just have most everything that I need close at hand.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
What was that? Is that top insurance? No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop insurance. Maybe Toupee. Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know. Or Taupe insurance, maybe? I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe.
That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies.
Chase Miller with you here today in the Magic City in Minot from Minot Sentinel Stadium here at First Western State Bank Field. That does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all. And to get a free quote, start it today. Go to IrieINS.com. That again is IrieINS.com. Currently here in Minot, the nighttime sky is upon us as the temperature 30 degrees. Snow is expected later tonight here in the forecast. It's just a matter of how much that comes down on this turf. As Minot North won the toss, elected to defer, they will do the honors here to open things up at 6:57 for the opening kick in the AA semifinals and first ever matchup between the Squirrels and the Sentinels in football is underway. Central Cass will receive it here to the near sideline. Colton Cruchet gets to the 25. A flag comes out. Cruchet at the 30 spins and gets taken down at the 32. There's 1, 2, 3 yellow flags, and we'll see Ron Horner, our white hat, here for the first time today, and this looks to be on Central Cass. The crowd right in front of us of Minot North faithful was making some noise immediately after the kickoff as they will mark it back from the spot of the foul here, and we'll see where that brings it up as Horner taking his time right now for the white hat on making the call on the field. This would be a block in the back on Central Cass. Our officials tonight, Mike Casey, the umpire, head linesman of Gene Anderson, Cody Clark, the line judge, and Mitch Wardzinski is the back judge here. So they'll mark it from the 22-yard line and mark it back. So the first penalty of this game, again, will go against Central Cass. It's now time for our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Squirrels up front with the left tackle of Evan Wiersma. Ben Nelson at left guard with Jennings Cooney, the center. You have Trevin Quam, the right guard, and Aiden Wunderlich here is the right tackle. Wide receivers of Kellen Cruchet with Easton Holland, Mason Olson, and Blaze Cotton. Your quarterback is Brody Kegley, and Colton Cruchet is your tailback. We'll get to the defensive lineups here in a moment for Minot North after this play. Motion man is Crochet into the backfield. That's Kellen. They hand it off to Colton Crochet, who gets stuck right in the middle. Coming up here is the linebacker of Tyler Kippen. That goes back for an actual loss of 2 yards on the play here for Crochet. Also on your American Crystal Sugar starting lineups here for Minot North, Braxton Thompson with Will Bettany and Ethan Howie, the linebackers of Kippen, Schaefer, Berg, and Dedman. Corners of Gunnar Jost, Toby, safety of Jez, and also Richardson here at the safety spot. As shotgun formation, one to the near sideline. Play action, bubble screen. This one goes to the outside. That'll go to Kellen Crochet. Crochet gets the boundary and gets stuck. Doing a good job on the boundary here for Minot North, able to spell that one out a little bit, getting about a yard, maybe 2 back on the play. It's still going to bring up a second down and long. That again is our starting lineups for the Squirrels offense and the Minot North defense, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers. Go to crystalsugar.com. Chase Miller with you here on a brisk Friday night with a spot at the Dakota Bowl on the line. Trips to near sideline, 1 to left, shotgun formation. Minot North showing 6 men at the front. We'll see if they bring all 6 or go back to play some coverage. They'll bring 4. Kegley rolls the pocket near sideline. Kegley looking down the field, fires across, incomplete. It was there as he was rolling near side, going back towards the hash to Cotton through just a skosh behind him. If he hits Cotton at the 25, that's a first down instead. It'll bring up a 3-and-out here for the Central Cass offense. The Squirrels averaging 27 points per game, while Minot North defensively giving up 7.5 points per contest. Is coming on to punt now will be Blaze Cotton. Jack Winnett and alongside Toby back at their 45-yard line of Central Cass. Not much wind to speak of here, as the Squirrels now with 7 seconds on the play clock and a shift to the near side. With it will be Cotton. And Cotton's going to see it, looking to fake the football as he will pop this pass out to the boundary, and the Squirrels are going to get the first down on the fake as they're able to give it to Parker Wixow. As Wixow, the snapper, wasn't covered up, they shifted to the near sideline. Tommy Butler said during the week that be ready on a particular punt formation and call. They might do something like that. Blaze Cotton to Wixow, first down, Central Cass for 19 yards. So Cotton for 19 yards, and they give it to Wixow. First down, Central Cass, and Tommy Butler rolling the dice on the very first drive of the game as they stretch this one out to Cotton. Cotton on the jet sweep, picks up a big-time block, gets to the 35 and rolled out of bounds at the 36, 37-yard line. Nice block by Colton Crochet on the outside, though, to really open up the boundary on the near sideline of the football field, and that'll be ball spotted at the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Talk about a momentum changer. If you're Minot North, you feel like, hey, you're feeling good, but Central Cass shifts. They don't cover up the snapper, and then they're able to throw it off to him. So now you get Brody Kegley here in a shotgun formation. Kegley looking, firing, caught. This one is Holland. Holland gets dragged down at midfield at the 49-yard line. Go from the 37 to the 50. They'll mark it. It's a gain of 13. Easton Holland also nearing a record. Easton is trying to tie Peyton Lamar with 2 more catches for the most receptions in a season at 52. That's his 50th catch of the year now for Easton Holland. First and 10, Central Cass right at that Sentinel logo at midfield here at Minot North. Kegley has some time. Kegley looking down the field. Kegley rolling. Now we'll go to the far sideline. Kegley steps up, fires, throws, incomplete. Minot North only brought 3. They played coverage. Kegley was looking down the field, just unable to do much with it. He's 2 for 4 early on for 15 yards. A couple of players to make note of. Evan Berg, the linebacker for Minot North, their leading tackler at 58.5 tackles this season. They have 3 receptions in the secondary, each of Toby, Cole Richardson, and Gunnar Jost with 3 interceptions on the year. Their leading sack getter is Braxton Thompson, the defensive end, with 6.5 sacks on the season. 2nd and 10. Hand this one off to Crochet. Crochet has a crease to the 40 as he cuts in, and that's where he's going to be taken down at the 39. He got a crease at the 45, made a cut, got 11 yards, and a big-time run for Crochet. 2nd carry. Now he's got 8 yards in this one. 1st and 10, Central Cass, opening drive of the game that started here for the Squirrels. Back at their own 11-yard line, as they will see it here at the Sentinel 39. Trips to the left, one to the near sideline. 2.5 minutes already off the Bank North scoreboard here in the opening quarter. Little delay give to Crochet. Crochet gets it to the outside at the numbers, and Crochet gets stuck at the 33. Big time hit on the way by Gunnar Jost, but not before Crochet was able to get to the 33-yard line and a gain of 6. So 2nd down and 4 upcoming. The Squirrels on the season, 358 yards of offense per contest, 225 passing, 133 rushing. Minot North gives up 121 yards passing and 143 on the ground per contest. Sentinels at 10-0 on the season. Squirrels at 7-3. The Squirrels will go a little Wildcat, and the Sentinels were ready for it. Sentinels able to stone Crochet for a loss of 1. In on the tackle, going to be Cole Richardson. The safety came down and able to spill it for a loss of 1. But for Central Cass, this is very much 4-down territory here. You put yourself in a 3rd and very manageable 4. You'll need the 29. Ball between the hashes. Squirrels in their white tops with the white helmets with the black pants with the red trim. Minot North in their dark blue attire, all the way from the helmets to the jersey to the pants with the white numerals and lettering. 3rd down upcoming. Cagley looking, flips it to Crochet. This one is going to be a live ball. It's a lateral, they say, and they'll mark him all the way back to the 48, or is it an incompletion? They come out now and say it's an incompletion. So instead of this being about a 12 to 13-yard deficit, it's going to be 0 yards and bring up a 4th down and 4. Fortunate there on 2 things, that it was, number 1, called a pass on a backwards lateral, and number 2, good job by Crochet. That's Colton to just jump on it just in case it was a lateral and not give the ball to Minot North. Big 4th down upcoming here in the opening drive of the contest. Over 4 minutes off the clock. Starting back at its own 11-yard line for Central Cass. Motion man goes Cotton into the slot on the left-handed side. Play clock down to 3, down to 2, trying to get set to 1 here. And they will get this one off right before the play clock, and this will be popped and incomplete. They were looking on a little stick route. Incomplete, as then the intended receiver was Olsen, and he got hit immediately as the ball was coming towards him, and that'll be a turnover on downs. So the Sentinels defense with the old bend but don't break, as they will start with it at their own 33-yard line. And this will be with 7:48 left to play in the opening quarter, as we now get a chance after this play to get to our American Crystal Sugar starting laps for Minot North's offense, averaging 33 points per game, 339 yards of total offense with 265 on the ground. Central Cass giving up 17.5 points per contest with 241 yards against of total offense. Minot North want to run, and run the ball again. I formation, Blickery under center. Going to hand this one off to the right-handed side. Cooper Chick is going nowhere. Good defense on the way here from the Squirrels, and Hunter Domeyer got home immediately. It's 2nd and 10. For Minot North, Ethan Howie, the left tackle. Also from there, the left guard of Anders Good. You have Gabe Mendez, the 6'1 senior at 320 pounds. Gavin McKeithen, the right guard, and then Tyler Steele, the right tackle. Tight end of Will Bentley with Cameron Jez. Gunnar Jost, also a wide receiver. Evan Berg, the fullback. Cooper Chick, the tailback. And Blickery at quarterback. Blickery looking to throw, steps up, moves right-handed side, throws down the field. This one's going to be caught at the 45 of Central Cass. They're going to say yes, it is, for the catch. Able to move it 22 yards down the field. Nice play on the way here for Minot North, as that one is going to go to Gavin Toby. So Toby able to get 22 yards. Now back to under center, and Minot North able to get about 5 yards on the play on the north, and that's going to go to Cooper Chick and bring up 2nd down and medium. Also in the defensive starting lineups now for Central Cass, Trevin Quam with Ben Nelson, the ends. You'll have Evan Wiersma and Colton Bean on the interior with Hunter Domeyer as well. Linebackers of Aiden Thummel and Mueller. Defensive backs of Waderson, Hoyland, Olsen, and Wixel. And Holland again is in the backfield at the secondary spot, and there's going to be a fullback trap play to Berg. Berg able to go to the 41 to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards. Evan Berg, the senior, averaging 4.5 yards per contest here. That, again, our starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. A 5-2 front here for the Squirrels, as Minot North will go right-handed side, as this one will be a handoff to Christian Denman. Denman averaging on the season 377 yards on the year, that is, with 9 touchdowns. Able to get a couple of yards there here for Denman, as they will roll out multiple halfbacks and fullbacks here in terms of who are going to touch it for Minot North. Tommy Butler said in our pregame show, they know what they want to do. They run the similar plays multiple times. They just believe they're better at you in running it, and you're going to see it over and over again. This one goes to the left-handed side. The Squirrels were able to get there defensively, able to see Hunter Domeyer there right in on the coverage, on the tackle after the run by Denman. Gets about a yard, but that's a win for the Squirrels defense to bring up a 3rd and long. 2 carries for 3 yards for Denman. The one big play so far is the Blickery to Toby 22-yard catch on the boundary, and it had to be a Superman catch at that on the dive here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you here today. Brady Siebels and Kindred for our 2 audio-only coverages here in these semifinals. Play action. Blickery going to roll near side into the flat with the tight end and going to the 15 to the numbers to the 10. Touchdown, end zone, Minot North. They ran the little screen on the play action, making their way into the end zone, as that one was able to go down the field eventually from the 26 into the end zone, and putting his foot in the end zone is Will Bentley for his first receiving touchdown of the season, his 11th catch of the year, and that one able to go down the field for 27 yards. So 2 big passes on the way. Squirrels play well defensively against the run, but give up 49 yards through the air. Coming up for the PAT is Joseph Olson, 31-36 on the season. Clean snap, right-footed kick by Olson. The end-over-end kick is up, and it is good. With 5:01 left to play here on the Bank North scoreboard, Minot North scores as they lead by 7 as Blickery goes to Bentley for the 27-yard pitch and catch.
New Solid Tech R floors deliver sustainable high performance from bottle to floor. They're PVC-free and made with natural stone and recycled single-use plastic for scratch-proof, flood-proof protection that stands up to all that your life demands. Because sustainability, beauty, and performance are at the heart of Solid Tech R floors.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
High school football today here on YourLiveEvent.com. A 7-play drive that was able to go down the field in 2 minutes and 47 seconds here for the touchdown. Eventually it'll be a 27-yard pitch and catch on the way. Blickery to Bentley for the 27-yard pitch and catch. And now we'll see the second drive of the contest. The Squirrels got a nice drive to begin the game after the fake punt. They moved it down to the field. Turnover on downs at the 33. And then the Minot North Sentinels able to take 2 big plays of 22 yards to Toby and 27 yards to the boundary on the play action of Bentley. And that's been the difference so far here on this opening drive. End over end kick. This one going to be bobbled by Cotton at the goal line. Cotton now will have it at the 5 to the 10, looking for a crease to the 15, 20. Cotton to the near sideline, 30, 35, cuts back in 40, and Cotton rolls his way to the 44-yard line. Central Cass able to get the football with great starting field position here for their second drive of the contest with 4:50 left to play in this first quarter. They'll mark it at the 44, just good blocks here from the Squirrels' perspective. And how can they try to cash in here as they are trailing it 7-0? And the one thing, talking with coaches going up against Minot North this season, is they haven't really had to worry about playing from behind. They did against Grand Forks River. They were down at the half 6-0 against the Rough Riders before they came back and won the semifinals by a final of last week 20-6. Shotgun formation. Cotton goes right to left across the formation. Cruchet is going to get met and stuck. Ethan Howie, the defensive end, comes in unevaded for a 3-yard loss. So Howie unable, not going to let Cruchet get going, that is. And Tommy Butler mentioned in our pregame show that this is probably the most athletic overall front that they've seen both offensively and defensively here this season. Second down upcoming and 13 for the Squirrels. Play clock getting to 13 as they get set. One wide receiver, left-handed side. Holland comes into the slot, and now he'll move right to left. Ball between the hashes at the 41. Cagley looking down the field. Cagley going to step up. Cagley to the 35-40. Cagley throwing down the field to Kellen Cruchet, incomplete at the 35-yard line. Gavin Toby there defensively. Kegley weaved his way to try to look down the field. They were looking for a little rub route to try to see if they can get Holland open. Nothing there on the left side, so Kegley came to the near side, and both Colton and Kellen Crochet recovered very well and brings up 3rd down and long. Kegley so far through the air, 2 of 7 for 15 yards. And then you have Cotton on the 19-yard connection to Wicks on that fake punt. Minot North fans chanting defense in front of us here from Sentinel Stadium in the Magic City. Play clock to 2, play clock to 1. They get it off before it's a delay of game. Kegley rolling near sideline. Kegley steps up in the numbers 40, flips it across the Cotton at the 45-40. Cotton could go 30, down the near sideline 25 to the 20, and he's down to the 18, but they're going to mark him back here, it looks like, stepping out of bounds at the 27-yard line. So go from the 41 and add 23 yards, as that's going to be a nice pitch and catch here, and they'll mark him down at the 28-yard line. So 31 yards on the pitch and catch, and Kegley just was able to keep extending the play throughout and eventually found Cotton down the near sideline. Clock stops as he goes out of bounds with 3:49 left to play here in the opening quarter. Trips left, 1 to the near sideline. Here is Kegley, the junior quarterback. We'll see it now. Kegley, flip, fire, throws. That'll go to Kellen Crochet, and just a missed block. Looking for the screen, coming in was going to be Jez, the safety came in, and Crochet just had nowhere to go. Crochet with his second catch, he's got 1 yard. Also 2 no plays. Cotton came in with 46 catches, 2 behind Jake Thompson for 3rd all-time in receptions. So now 1 more. He will tie Jake. He's behind Cale Pearson, Easton Holland, and Peyton Lamar in terms of receptions in a season. 2nd down and 11. As this will be a jet pass, as Cotton now looking for Holland in the end zone. This is going to be picked off by Minot North. The safety comes across with it with Jez, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds to the 12-yard line. They ran the sweep on the handoff to Cotton. He flipped it down the field to Holland. The ball just hung up in the air enough to allow the safety, the 6'4" junior, in Jez to come in and make the catch as Holland beat the corner, and Cotton just floated it up just enough, and that allowed Jez to come in and make the interception. So that's the first turnover of the game. Minot North will make a stand defensively. Turnover on downs and an interception, and now the Spartans will handle it at their own 14-yard line is where they'll mark it with 3:01 left to play in this first quarter. Chick is going to get wrapped up in the backfield at the 11-yard line on the first play, and so far the defensive front for the Squirrels are getting after it. Hunter Domeyer has been a little bit of everywhere here defensively. I'll mark that one back from the 14 to the 11, so that'll be a 3-yard loss for Chick. Cooper Chick, the 5'6" junior tailback, averaging 6.5 yards per rush, has 3 touchdowns on the season. Then Evan Berg, the fullback, averaging 4.5 yards per rush. I formation, 1 wide receiver split out either side. This is going to be a little flea flicker as they're going down the field, as Blickery going to pass it, and he just pretty much threw it away as the Squirrels secondary saying we're not going to have any of that trickery, and it brings up a 3rd down. Good coverage both by Lane on one side and Parker on the other with 2:20 left to play here in the first quarter. A chance for the Squirrels defense to try to get off the field here and get some quality starting field position. While for Minot North, they're 2 for 3 through the air for Blickery, as Blickery was 48 of 89 coming into the contest for 666 yards passing, 7 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. We'll give them 8 touchdowns now as they will spread the formation here. Twins both left and right. Blickery with the snap, gets a clean snap, steps up, and Blickery's going to get sacked and wrapped up in the backfield at the 8-yard line. Blickery goes down, and the Squirrels, guess who? Hunter Domeyer with his 2nd sack of the season. As this goes back to the 8-yard line here, so Blickery with a loss of 3 give Domeyer the sack, and Central Cass, again, the theme coming into this game is how can the front of the Squirrels do against the guys up front for Minot North, and so far they've done a pretty good job. There are 2 possessions here in this one as they will come on to punt here for Schaefer and Minot North. 5 yards back in his own end zone. Clean snap. Here's a right-footed kick, able to get that one off. It's going to bounce at the Squirrels' make that the Sentinels 42 and go to the 46-yard line. A punt of 38 yards, and that'll allow the Central Cass Squirrels offense to start in positive territory. Central Cass will handle it here. Ball at the 46-yard line with 1:32 left to play. In quarter number 1, winner has a date with Kindred or Devil's Lake upcoming in the Dakota Bowl. We'll keep you apprised of what's happening in 3A as well with our out-of-town scoreboard. But right now on the Bank North scoreboard, go to banknorth.bank to find a branch or location to you. Sentinels over the Squirrels here up by 7. Twins both left and right. With it now is Brody Cagley. Cagley, play action, flips it to Kellen Cruchet. Cruchet at the numbers on the far sideline, 30. Cruchet to the 25. A shake and bake move, 15-10. And Cruchet gets pushed out of bounds. This could be goal-to-goal territory. And it is. They'll mark him down at the 6-yard line. What a move. Magic Man indeed on the shake and bake for a gain of 40. Kellen Cruchet with that track speed just got to the numbers. There was nobody there on the boundary. Got to the 30. Had a nice move on the safety at the 20 that he was going to cut back in, but then went out to the outside, and that got him from the 20 to the 6. An extra 14 yards on that play. It's a goal-to-goal situation. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Cagley, handoff. Cruchet bouncing it to the near side, and the Sentinels are swarming defensively. This will be a loss of 9. That play was dead the rights right immediately. They had not 1, not 2, but 3 Sentinels in the backfield. Will Bentley, the nose guard there, will finish Cruchet off for a tackle of a loss of 3. 2nd and goal upcoming here. Under a minute to play here in this opening quarter. Minot North 7, Central Cass scoreless. 3rd drive of the game for the Squirrels. As Squirrels now will go into the boundary here with Carter Kozowski on the near sideline in one slot. Easton Holland in the other slot on the left. Cagley looking. Cagley gonna hit Cruchet on a check down. Cruchet makes a cut at the 5. Cruchet gets to the 4. And that will make its way for a gain of 5. Nice job by Cagley not forcing anything down the field. Found Cruchet after a little chip block to the near sideline. And Cruchet made a cut at the 10 and able to get a handful of yards there. If he would have strung that one out, that was going nowhere, but he found a little sliver of daylight, and the Squirrels can take this to the 2nd quarter if they want. Central Cass, though, will quickly get to line. 3rd and goal, ball spotted at the 4 at the near hash. Cagley with 2, and Cagley is just going to see this one on the play clock. That's the game clock. Run to 0 at the play clock at 3. After 1 quarter of play on the Bank North scoreboard, Minot North leads by 7. Squirrels knocking on the door when we return.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here on the Bank North scoreboard, Chase Miller with you. Minot North 7, Central Cass driving here as we get you ready for the 3rd and goal situation. Ball spotted at the 4-yard line. Keep you apprised of what's going on with Kindred and Devils Lake as well at the half. Brady Siebel's on the call for you on that one in Kindred. The winner of this game will play the winner of that game a week from today, a Friday afternoon in Dakota Bowl 33. With it, Cruchet left-handed side. Cruchet breaks a tackle, stretches, but he's down at the 2. It's a gain of 2. Got half of it, as now will be 4th and goal at the 2 here for the Squirrels. Crochet able to break the tackle that got him the extra yard and a half about as he was stuck right at the line. 4th and goal situation here as Central Cass looks like they're going to come out and take some points as Matthew Buka will come on for the field goal opportunity. He's 2 of 5 on field goals with as long of 30. This will essentially, though, be a point after attempt. He's 24 of 28 on PATs. Play clock to 5. The right-footed kick, clean snap, the hold. Right-footed kick is up, and this one is good. And the Squirrels are on the board with a 20-yard field goal here from the sophomore kicker. It's Minot North 7, Central Cass 3. Kickoff is next here in Minot.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
High school football here today on YourLiveEvent.com. 4 plays quickly. The big play was to Kellen Crochet for 40 yards, and then they do get the 20-yard field goal on the way for Matthew Bukow here for the Central Cass Squirrels, as they're able to take advantage of a good field position and put points on the board from the Central Cass perspective. Minot North deferred to the second half in a contest that got underway at 6:57 earlier this evening. For the Sentinels, last year went 8-3 overall, losing to West Fargo Horace in the semifinals on this very field last year, 42-20, as Feliti will come on and put this one on the tee at the 40-yard line. This is a high end-over-end kick that makes its way to the 21-yard line, picked up there from Minot North and the up man, as trying to get to the outside, and the Sentinels here with Jack Gwinnett able to get to about the 32-yard line, and that's where the Sentinels will start their third possession of the game. Opening touchdown and then a punt on a 3-and-out. We'll see what happens here on their third drive here for Minot North. Going back to Minot North, just the second year here in existence as a full-fledged varsity program with 11:07 left to play, as we do have an injured Central Cass Squirrel player on the far sideline right now getting attended to. As we will take a quick break as they look at him. We're back with more after this here in Minot.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of water.
No! Jeez Louise!
This system is packing 70-mile-per-hour winds, golf ball-size hail, and a fast drop in temperature.
Oh, jeez. Dave and Cheryl's kitchen started on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, let's take a look.
Oh, geez, moments happen. Be ready with Irie Insurance.
As they will come out, as Zane Blix will check out of the contest here as he gets help off the field for Central Cass. So Minot North will handle it now in a shotgun formation, as they will motion the tight end Bentley from left to right, who has the only touchdown of this game, thanks in part to Blickery in the backfield. They're going to have a jet sweep as this one makes its way to the near side of the 35-40, and Minot North rolls their way to about the 42-43. Jack Gwinnett able to make his way to the 43-yard line on the jet sweep. That's going to be a gain of 11. So first down, able to go to the boundary after trying to go right down Main Street, so to speak. Minot North now attacking the edge on that particular play. It's 1st and 10. Sentinels will see it at the 43-yard line. One wide receiver split out left and right as they will go from an I formation to 2 backs in the backfield as they will fake the jet. They will hand this one off, and this one was going to go nowhere. Maybe a yard at best there for Josiah. So far, number 1 has got a lot of touches here for the senior at 6'1", 185 pounds. Josiah Jack Gwinnett able to get 1 yard on the rush. 2nd down and 9. They fake the jet sweep to the left. They come back almost with a little pull play up the middle, but Central Cass doing a nice job again with that 5-man front, trying to switch things up a little bit here and see how it's going to work to try to minimize and limit the ground game here for the Sentinels. 2nd and 9, I formation, handing this one off, and the Squirrels are there yet again. This one going up the middle for the Sentinels to Denman, and Denman just couldn't have much of it. Maybe a yard, if that, as it's going to be a third carry for 4 yards. And give credit to the guys up front. Colton Bean was there immediately. Also from there, Evan Wiersma, as Bean's going to have to hustle out of this game right now. 3rd down and 8 as Central Castle get a secondary player here into the game with Colton Cruchet quickly. It's 3rd down and 8 as the Sentinels looking for the Squirrels' 47-yard line. Screen play to the near side. Jack Winnet going to catch it, but he is met at the 47-yard line there by Trevin Quam. It is a gain of about 2, maybe 3. That's it. Quam read that screen play nicely, able to slither his way down the line and make the tackle. As I'll see it now for a 4th down upcoming. So the Central Cass defense trying to get off the field here on a 4th down. They will go on a little safe protection. Have one man back at the 15. That's Cotton. As Minot North looking to punt this one away. Clean snap. Schaefer with the high hanging kick. That's going to bounce, and Central Cass will pick it up at the 20-yard line, and the Squirrels will make their way to the 23 with it there with Aiden Thummel. This could be also coming back a little bit with a potential block in the back here from the 24-yard line. Central Cass makes the stand, but this drive is going to start inside their own 20 from what it looks like here. Official again tonight, Ron Horner. We'll see the call. This will be the 2nd call of the game for a flag. As the Sentinels had to punt this football away. Long discussion here again. Able to see on what the actual penalty is. Does it look like to be a potential block in the back as they will talk it over here. Still to come, we'll get to our halftime show brought to you in part by Farmers Union, Wasley and Kramer Agency. Take a look at the first half numbers, your out-of-town scoreboard. And it is a block in the back, and they're going to actually say it's against Minot North is where he pointed. Minot North fans were saying, no, it should be on Central Cass, but he pointed towards Minot North as they're going to spot this one off, and this will be against the Sentinels. As right now Jacob Holman, the head coach, is sprinting down to the officials here and asking, how is it on our guy? How is it not on the team clad in white for the block in the back? But they're going to say this was on the kicking team. As right now the officials trying to make sure they got everything situated and set, and they do. So that's 10 free yards that the Squirrels will take as it goes from the 23 to the 33. But immediately Minot North, the entire staff was about 3 feet on the football field asking, how is it against the Sentinels? Regardless, the Squirrels make their way up the middle for Cruchet. He's stuck by Burr, gets a couple of yards on the rush here for Colton. His 8th carry now for 21 yards. Well, if you're a Central Cass fan, kind of find a way to take that to your advantage here as you're looking at the time and score. 4th possession of the game here for Central Cass. Trips in near sideline 1 to the right-handed side. Kellen Cruchet going left to right in the slot. Kegley looking to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Does across the middle. Nice catch on the way to Mason Olson. He took a hit by Jez on the way right in the stomach, but that's a gain of 11. Nice pitch and catch on the quick slant on the way there. Kegley to Mason Olson. Kegley just like that now with 99 yards passing. After going 2 of 7 to start the game, he's completed his last 5 in a row here for Brody Kegley. 1st down and 10, ball at their own 47 here for Central Cass as Cruchet again goes left to right in the motion. As this will be Colton Cruchet, and Cruchet is spilled in the backfield, and he's thrown down like a rag doll. As Tyler Kippen will come in, that'll be a tackle of a loss of 1. And so far, we've just seen a couple of times where the defensive line players for Minot North just beating their man off the ball and getting immediately into the backfield. And Tommy Butler said there's going to be some of that in terms of runs, or there's going to be some of that where if Kegley doesn't get the ball out quickly, they're going to stunt and do a lot of different things up front here for the Sentinels. Brings up 2nd down and 11. Ball at the far hash. Cruchet motioning. They will fire this one at the 50. Holland breaks a tackle to the 45, and he is shy of the 1st down by 3 yards, but it's a gain of 8. 107 yards now passing. Holland 2 catches for 21 yards. and the next catch will tie him with Peyton Lamar for the most catches in a season by a Central Cass player, that at 52. Third down and a long 3. Trips to the right-handed side as Kegley has Crochet to the right of him. Motion man is Holland in the backfield. They fake it to him. They'll hand it off to Crochet. Crochet gets to the 44-yard line. It's 2 yards, but not 3, and it brings up a 4th and 1. So you get a couple. That's the good news, but now the bad news is it's 4th down from a Central Cass perspective, and you can flip the good news and bad news if you're Minot North. Good news, you stopped him, but the bad news is you got it to a 4th and go for it situation for Coach Butler. They will need the 43. It's a full yard for what Central Cass needs here under 6 minutes to play in the opening half. Twins to the left and the right. Kegley looking at the front. Minot North with 4 defensive linemen up front. Kegley gets it. Play action near sideline. Holland with the catch, and Holland's going to get stuck, and this might be a tackle for a loss, but we'll see if they give forward progress here to Holland. As Holland made the catch, he got about a couple of feet up the field, but then was stuck. He's able to make the catch, and they'll give him the positive 43 after he was hit on the way by Jost. It's going to be enough for the first down, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Central Cass Squirrels. Able to mark its way inside the 43, so it's a 1st down on the forward progress here. They'll give him the yard. That was the yard, and that was it. Holland now ties with Peyton Lamar. The next one will be a single-season record as Central Cass quickly gets the line with 3 seconds, with 2 seconds, with 1. Kegley gets the playoff. Kegley looking down the field, fires, throws. This one is going to be intercepted at the 15-yard line. Minot North comes up with this one with Gavin Toby. It was just a little overthrown. They had 2 guys running up the seam, and that ball by Toby was easily intercepted, and that's Kegley's 2nd pick of the contest. Now the Sentinels defense makes a stand one more time here, and now with 5:29 left to play, a chance for the Sentinels in this first half to try to double dip to finish off the half on a positive note, get points, then start the second half with the football. They faked it to Crochet on a bubble to the outside, ran a couple of guys up the seam, but Toby was playing center field and easily picked that one off as it makes it 1st down and 10 here for Minot North. 1 wide receiver split on either side. Blickery under center. Central Cass will stay in this 5-man front. They'll go with the fullback dive for Berg, and Berg's going to get to the 18, maybe the 19-yard line for a gain of 3. That's about it. 2 carries for 14 yards on the way for Berg. As Minot North with 3 timeouts remaining. Central Cass with 3 timeouts remaining in this second quarter as well. As the 5'11 senior Blickery looking to pass. This one at the 25-yard line is going to be caught, breaking a tackle to 31. In on that one is Josiah Jacquinet, able to make his way to the 19. That's a gain of 12. Jacquinet able to see that one. Nice little stick pattern and a route here from Minot North as they get the first down. That's the number 1 thing from the Sentinels' perspective, not having a quick 3-and-out, trying to flip the field a little bit here against Central Cass as they will motion Bentley from right to left, going to this pro formation. Motion man coming across. Here's going to be a sweep on the far sideline. Minot North looking to get to the edge of the 30. They got the edge of the 35 and down to the 36-yard line as this one is going to be with Hannon. Kean Hannon able to get about 5 yards on the sweep, and they'll mark him down to 35 for a gain of 4. So Hannon able to get Minot North ahead of the sticks here and bring up a 2nd down and medium on the way. Winner makes it to the Dakota Bowl. Squirrels were there a couple of years ago playing in the championship. Minot North looking for their first one ever in program history. Play action, Blickery rolling near side, Brickley firing down the field. This one is going to be at the 46-yard line, and it will be completed into Central Cass territory as they able to just throw 2 guys in the pattern. The tight end was covered well in the flat, but one-on-one coverage there, and so far Josiah with the catch. They'll mark him at the 46 for a gain of 19. And Blickery is feeling it. He's 5 of 6 through the air right now. 3 catches for 34 yards for Jacquinet. It's 1st down and 10. Central Cass sees Berg with a fullback dive for Minot North, and Berg moving the pile for an extra yard or two as he's going to get a gain of 4. For a lot of teams, I think the thing is coming in against Minot North, you want to try to make them to have to throw the football and force Braden Blickery to be accurate. And so far, he has been accurate on his passes, and that has been the story of this game. As through the first half of play, he has thrown for 83 yards of offense, going 5 of 6 with a touchdown. Handoff. This one will go to the 40. Denman trying to spin his way close to the sticks of the 37. Got a gain of 5 there for Christian Denman. Brings up 3rd down and 1. Denman 4 carries now for 9 yards, and with 3:15 left to go here in the first half, Minot North trying, as we said, to double dip here as the Strive started back at their own 16-yard line with 5:29 left to play. They are moving it right now, but if you're Central Cass, keeping it in front of you, try not giving up the big play here defensively. A power I formation, a little unbalanced to the left. Blickery under center, 3rd and 1, handoff. Berg trying to go up the middle, and Berg is stuck. He tries to stretch. Do they give him the second effort as he was stuck by Evan Wiersma immediately on the play? And they're going to say that he got to the line, and that was about it. They're going to mark it right between the 36 and the 37-yard line on the near hash. So Berg unable to get much on the play and brings up 4th down and a half of yard. 4th and a half yard here for the Sentinels as they will go for it. Same formation. Under center, Blickery tries the hard count. Squirrel's not jumping. Blickery, QB keeper this time, and Blickery does get the first. Able to follow right behind Good and Mendez and McKeithen, the guys up front. Able to get that yard. They'll give him a yard and a half on it. Blickery will take it regardless. 1st and 10 for Minot North. And now the clock starts coming into effect. Both teams with all 3 of their timeouts. So if you're Central Cass, what can you do to try to get the ball back here in this first half? First, you got to get a stand. Well, if you're Minot North, you don't want to have to score too quickly here if you can put the ball in the end zone. They will come out I formation one more time. Blickery, handoff, Denman up the middle. Denman to the 30-yard line. Denman turning his way past the 30 to about the 28 and the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Central Cass quickly bringing out 1 or 2 fresh new players. Clock continues to wind. It's 2nd down and 3. Denman going to left-hand side. Denman looking for a crease, and Denman's going to roll past the 25. That looks to be enough for the first, depending on the spot. As they'll say it's 3rd down, so the clock should be winding right now. Never got the first unless they're going to take the timeout, so the clock should be going. There it is, as the officials were looking to see if it was going to be a timeout call or nothing. As now it's 3rd down and 1. As Blickery back under center one more time, play action. Looking near side, Blickery will scramble. Brickley to the 25, and Blickery gets the 21-yard line, as that is going to be a gain of 4 yards on the way there for Blickery. Central Cass covered it well defensively. Blickery just went to go make a play. Clock will stop with a 1st down. Didn't get out of bounds as they will turn the clock over. And it's still ticking. Central Cass right now is the proverbial bend, but try not to break. Minot North knocking at the door just outside the red zone at the Central Cass 21-yard line. A little eye candy play that goes nowhere. Jaquant is stuck in the backfield. Really good job by Wixo, and alongside with him on the outside here for Central Cass to get there defensively, and there's a timeout on the field. We'll break with them. Also, really nice job by Central Cass and Hunter Rohr to make that play. It's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 when we return.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
If you go by a field goal here, again, if you're Minot North, what's the range you need Joseph Olson is 2 of 3 so far for field goals on the season, and field goal makes of 20 and 35 yards. Right now, it would be about a 38-yard field goal if they don't get any more yards here for Minot North. 2nd down and 11 upcoming. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. Central Cass, they have all 3. And again, Minot North gets the football to start the second half. On the Bank North scoreboard, Sentinels lead it by 4. It was 7-0 after 1 quarter play. A Bukow 20-yard field goal had made it a 4-point contest. The snap, the play action, they'll slip it. This will be to the screen and the near sideline, and Central Cass was ready for it. Berg, though, piling his way out of bounds. Good job by Berg, number 1, to get out of bounds. Better job by Central Cass's own to get there and not be caught on the eye candy in Lane Waderson there, because he hit Berg immediately, and that one went for a gain of 1. It stops the clock getting out of bounds as Berg able to get his first reception of the game. If Lane isn't there, he's got a lot of real estate in front of him, but Lane able to make the stick immediately and use that sideline to advantage to help him throw him out of bounds. 3rd down and 10 for the Sentinels. Ball spotted at the 21. Low snap as Blickery gets it at the 30. Steps up, fires, throws. This is going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Yes, sir. Climbing the ladder. What a play by Jez. The 6'4 Jez with the catch. Able to get 11 yards, and he gets out of bounds. What looked like a dead to rights bad play. Blickery, low snap, retrieved it at the 30. Spun, saw he had time to throw, and threw a rope on the way to the near sideline to the 6'4 Jez, who had to use all of that frame to make the catch. And then he also got out of bounds. That could potentially be your play of the game if Minot North is able to put this one in for any kind of points, either a field goal or a touchdown. Sentinels, 1 wide receiver near sideline, 1 to the left. They will hand this one off to Denman. Denman trying to get to the outside. Denman pounding his way to about the 7-yard line. And a timeout here for the Sentinels. It's a gain of 3. Denman's been more the workhorse here on this drive as he has carries of 5, 7, 2, and now 3 yards here. 2nd timeout for the Sentinels. We'll break as well on the Bank North scoreboard. 35 seconds left in the opening half.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Here today on Minot, it's going to be a 2nd and goal opportunity here for Minot North. They can still run the football with 1 timeout. You can pretty much have everything still at your advantage here from a Sentinel perspective. For Central Cass, it's turnover or get 3 solid downs here and see if you can get off the field with only giving Minot North a field goal opportunity. Shotgun formation. Blickery going to roll the pocket to the near side. Steps up, fires. This is going to be incomplete, but a flag. They'll say there was a hold on the way here for Central Cass, as this will be on Keaton Link on the near side, as they were looking here for Minot North to Jack Winnett and Jez on the boundary. And this will be a flag in 4 seconds. 4 or 5 seconds comes off the clock. It was 2nd and goal at the 6. They'll move its way, and we'll get Ron Horner one more time to make the call, as they will get 3 yards against the Squirrels. So you'll see this one be the 2nd penalty of the game here for Central Cass, and it's still 2nd and goal. So ball will be spotted at, again, the 3-yard line. So if you're Central Cass, if you're going to get beat on a play, make the flag. Don't give up the 6. That's a tough one there. Is not the best thrown ball from Blickery. It was in the vicinity of the intended receiver, but just enough of the hip turn there by Link on the hold to force the penalty. 3rd and goal. Make that 2nd and goal at the 3. A screen play that goes to Berg, and Berg is met at the 9, and he is wrapped up and thrown down. Nice play on the interior and on the outside here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As this one looked to be by Ben Nelson, and it was. As now we get a timeout here for Central Cass. So this will be back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 5 on the play. Berg with the 2nd catch, and Nelson able to read that screenplay perfectly just kept shuffling the feet down the line, and then immediately once Berg had it, Nelson was there and threw him down at the 8-yard line. And it's a 3rd and goal now at the 8, as this will be at the Central Cass far hash with 25 seconds left to play here in the opening half of play. Timeout on the way as we see it for a 3rd and goal opportunity. Minot North again, 2 of 3 on the year for Joseph Olson from the field goal variety. That's what Central Cass would love Minot North to have a chance of. The Sentinels looking for one good play to get 6 here and see if it can be a back-breaker kind of a drive as it started back at their own 16-yard line with 5:29 left to play in the first half. They'll go one wide receiver to the near sideline. That's Jez. Now they'll motion and go more towards a bunch to the near sideline, one to the left. Shotgun formation, Blickery by himself. Motion man going left to right is Jaquan. Blickery steps up at the 10. Blickery's going to get wrapped up and thrown down. And now Minot North will have to run the fire drill here to try to get the field goal off. It's on the near side as the clock stops, as the clock needs to move. And if I'm Tommy Butler, I can understand why I am mad as well, as the clock should have kept rolling. It stopped at 25. Right-footed kick is no good. It went into the line. As Central Cass will see it now, and the Squirrels were able to make a defensive stand. A low snap, a kick on the way by Olson. That one had no chance. It went about a foot off the field, and that's it with 11 seconds left to play here in the first half. So a blocked field goal, it'll go down with just immediately off the foot of Olson. That had no chance as they ran the fire drill to try to get the ball off as they took their final timeout prior to it. I was thinking it was Tommy Butler taking the timeout, but it was Minot North, as it'll be first down here for Central Cass with 11 seconds left to play, as the officials will talk it over here and they'll mark it at the 9-yard line. And if you're Central Cass, this one might be the one few times you see from Cagley ever go under center. And this one just might be take the knee, thank the defense, and let's get into the half down by 4, and that's exactly what they will do. The Sentinels 7, the Squirrels 3. As we go to the half, it's a good old-fashioned slobberknocker here in the semifinals. It's 7-3 on the Bank North scoreboard as we get to our Farmers Union Wasling Kramer Agency halftime show around the corner.
Looking to tackle a big building project or a major fall cleanup? Sywick Lumber and Hardware Hillsboro has what you need. 40 dumpster roll-off boxes that are on hand, ready for rent. Need building materials? They'll deliver everything you need for your project and bring the dumpster at the same time for maximum convenience. If it's time for fall cleaning, rent a large dumpster and clear out your space with ease. For rentals of your dumpsters and building needs, your one-stop shop for your projects, Sywick Lumber and Hardware Hillsboro.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Imagine your life in Hillsboro, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsboro, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsboro has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsboro, where small-town living means big opportunities.
As we come back here in our Farmers Union Wasling Kramer Agency halftime show, let's take a look at the first half numbers. Your out-of-town scoreboard, that and more are still to come, and then we'll get you ready for second half of play as well. For Central Cass, turnover on downs, an interception, field goal, interception, and half. Well, for the Sentinels, a touchdown, punt, and a blocked field goal for the possession so far between these two teams. As it's now time to get to our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. In the AA playoffs between Devils Lake and Kindred, Brady Siebels has the call for you on that one. In Kindred, it's the Devils Lake Firebirds 21, the Kindred Vikings 20, with 2:55 left to play in the fourth quarter. Again, 21-20, Devils Lake over Kindred, and the winner advances to the AA semifinals. And then Kindred does get the PAT to tie things up at 21 apiece. So that one, 21 all between the Vikings and the Firebirds there in Kindred. Also on your out-of-town scoreboard in AA football, that is, we go from AA to AAA. It's Bismarck Legacy 13-7 over Bismarck Century. 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Fargo Davies all over Bismarck 24-7. 5 minutes left to play in the first half. Tomorrow in the 11A football playoffs, you have Killdeer hosting Botno and Langdon Area Munich hosting Velva Garrison Drake and Moose. And then the 9-man, Hankinson makes its way to New Rockford Cheyenne, and South Border will play at Lemoore Litchfield Marion. That's your out-of-town scoreboard here again. 21 all between Devils Lake and Kindred. Just over 2 minutes left to play. Brady Siebels has a call for you on that one on yourliveevent.com. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. We're back with more on our halftime show brought to you in part with Farmers Union Wadsley Kramer Agency. Take a look at the first half numbers next here in Minot.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
New Solid-Tech R floors deliver sustainable high performance from bottle to floor. They're PVC-free and made with natural stone and recycled single-use plastic for scratch-proof, flood-proof protection that stands up to all that your life demands. Because sustainability, beauty, and performance are at the heart of Solid-Tech R floors.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
Tyler Wasling and Scott Kramer in Castleton know the value of hard work and protecting what matters most. Whether it's your farm, crop, home, or business, for personal service, trusted coverage, and a team that's here when you need them most. Scott and Tyler at Farmers Union Insurance are rooted in North Dakota and ready to protect your future. Give them a call at 701-347-4254. That's 701-347-4254 to talk with Scott and Tyler today.
Here today in Minot, 7-3, Minot North over the Central Cass Squirrels as the first of the white stuff, that is snow, making its way down to the turf here at Minot Sentinel Stadium at First Western Bank Field. Chase Miller with you as we take a look here at your first half numbers. Central Cass and Minot North. So far, the difference has been 2 turnovers in this game. One thrown by Kegley, one thrown by Cotton for Central Cass. Minot North 0 turnovers in this one. The Sentinels with 1 penalty for 10 yards. The Squirrels 2 penalties for 13 yards. Rushing for Minot North, 21 carries for 57 yards, 90 yards through the air, 147 yards currently of total offense. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, they currently have 27 yards on the ground in 11 attempts, 127 yards through the air for 154 yards of total offense. So Central Cass outgaining Minot North by 7 yards. Minot North, though, Blickery has been really good. 8 of 9 for 90 yards and a touchdown. That one touchdown went to Bentley of 27 yards here for Minot North on the opening drive of the game. Denman, 7 carries for 21 yards. Chick, 3 for 1. Berg, 4 for 18. Blickery, 2 for 5. You have from there 1 carry for 4 yards on the way for Hannon, and then a sack as well. Jack Winnett, 3 receptions for 34 yards. Berg has 2 for 4. Bentley has 1 for 27 and a touchdown, and Toby has 1 for 22 that eventually led to the Bentley 27-yard touchdown on the opening drive. For the Central Cass Squirrels, Colton Cruchet, 10 carries for 22 yards, and then Blaze Cotton has 1 carry for 5 yards. Brody Cagley through the air is 9 of 15 for 108 yards and 1 interception. Cotton is 1 of 2 for a pick and 19 yards here for Cotton. Easton Holland able to tie Peyton Lamar with the single-season reception record with 3 receptions, so he has currently 52. His next one will be the most catches as a Central Cass Squirrel in a season. Holland, again, 3 catches for 22 yards. Kellen Cruchet, 3 catches for 41. Blaze Cotton, 1 for 31. Olson, 1 for 11. Wixo, 1 for 19. And Cruchet has 1 for 5 as well. That's a look at the first half numbers. Here at the half, it's a Bentley 27-yard touchdown and a boot count 20-yard field goal. That's where we have it. 7-3. We'll continue with more. Get you ready for what's upcoming on Monday for a little volleyball across the state of North Dakota. And we'll keep you apprised of what's going on in Kindred right now as it's tied at 21 with 46 seconds left to play in the final second half. We're back with more on our Farmers Union Wasling Kramer halftime report after this.
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
I'm Molly, and I have lived here a little over 3 years now. I like the open spaces here and being able to go in and out. I like the fact that I don't have stairs or elevators. I just have most everything that I need close at hand.
As we come back here on our halftime show, brought to you in part by Farmers Union Wasling Kramer Agency. Scott and Tyler, your local small-town agents for Castleton and surrounding communities. Whether it's crop and farm to home and auto, health and life. For more information, get in touch with Farmers Union Insurance in Castleton for the great rates and local service that you expect. Chase Miller with you here this evening. Thanks so much for tuning into our coverage of high school football here this evening. As right now, a little snow coming down, sticking just a little bit on the turf. I didn't have to worry much about the weather in the first half. Wind picking up a little bit more from what we saw. Nothing in terms of blustery, windy conditions, but winds at about 10 miles an hour right now here in Minot. Coming up on Monday, we're back at it on the hard court for volleyball, where we'll be in Mayville, Valley City, and Jamestown, as we will have coverage of the Region 1B volleyball tournament, the Region 2A, and 1A. 1B will start at 1 o'clock on Monday afternoon with Hankinson and Kidder County for our first of 4 quarterfinals from Harold Newman Arena in Jamestown. The Region 2A volleyball tournament gets underway with Harvey Wells County and Thompson at 4 o'clock. And then also at 4 o'clock in Valley City, it'll be Kindred and Northern Cass in the first of 3 quarterfinals with our audio-only coverage in Valley City. Josh Boyk will have the call for you in Valley City. Kindred Northern Cass at 4. Following that game around 5:36 will be Valley City Wahpeton, and a nightcap at 7:30 is Central Cass and Lisbon. For our complete rundown of upcoming schedules, head to our website. That is yourliveevent.com, or simply go to our YouTube page and hit subscribe as well. Ada Borup West falls tonight in volleyball as they will play for 3rd place at the state tournament in St. Paul. We'll have coverage for you tomorrow on KRJB 106.5 FM with Kevin Kochman. That'll be again in Minnesota as the Cougars of Ada Borup West go for 3rd place in the state tournament. After one quarter play, Minot North 7, Central Cass scoreless. The Squirrels kicked a 20-yard field goal with Bukow with 11:15 left to play in the second quarter to get it back within 4 points. That is our halftime show, brought to you in part by Farmers Union, Wesleyan Kramer Agency. Kangley through the air, 9 of 15 for 108 yards and a pick, while for Minot North, their quarterback in Braden Blickery, he's been good, 8 of 9 for 90 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown went for 27 yards on a play action to the tight end in Bentley as we make our way here on YourLiveEvent.com. Also a note, Kindred Devils Lake going to overtime in Kindred. So the Vikings and the Firebirds going to play a little double-A overtime. We'll see what we have in store here next in Minot as we get you ready for the second half. Minot North is slated to receive the ball when we come back here to the Magic City.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
What was that? Is that top insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe Toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe Insurance, maybe?
I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe.
That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we continue here from Minot, AA, AAA football tonight, 9-man and 1A football tomorrow, and then we'll have Dakota Bowl 33 matchups. That'll be a week from today on the 14th in the Fargo Dome. 9-man opens things up at 9:10 in the morning, and then it's a rolling schedule into A and AA. So for fans that are wondering, for any of the 4 teams that are still remaining in AA, you can probably kick off around anywhere from 1:30 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon because it's a rolling schedule. So 9:10 for 9-man. If you go by a traditional 2-hour-ish high school football game, post-game ceremony, 20 minutes on the clock, you're looking probably at around 11:20, 11:30 or so when the 1A game would start. Add another 2 hours from that. You go to 1:30, so about 1:45 to 2 o'clock if everything goes according to plan. So, again, absolute earliest would be 1:30, probably more likely a 2 to 2:30 kickoff, but again, rolling schedule as we get ready for Felitti to put the ball on the tee, left to right here, a line drive kick. This one will hop all the way to the 20-yard line, and Minot North just going to pounce on it at the 23. Trying to pick it up here for the Sentinels was Hannon, but then he just kind of said, you know what, we're just going to keep the ball in front of me and then just go down at the 22-yard line. That's where it'll start here for the Sentinels for their 5th drive of the game. After the field goal was blocked to finish the second half, we'll see what the Sentinels are able to do here in half number 2 to open up the drive. The bend but don't break for the Squirrels got off the field without giving up points, but Minot North did put a drive together. I formation, and we'll see a full start here on Minot North. That'll be their second penalty of the contest as the snow comes down. Expecting about an inch here through Minot to the upper basin here between North Dakota and Canada. And some places maybe 1.5 to 2 inches here in Minot. Then a little white drizzling throughout the rest. Red River Valley not expecting to get an inch out of this system making its way through here in the state. But a 1st and 15 now will push the Sentinels back to their own 17-yard line in their all-blue uniform attire here with white numerals and white lettering with the Sentinel logo on either side of that blue helmet. Pitch play. This one goes to Chick. Chick gets the 20, has a crease to the 30, and Chick gets pushed out of bounds. Best play on the ground by Minot North. They had a hat on a hat, and Chick got to the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 18. 4 carries now for Chick for 19 yards. Again, that's their best rush as they were able to pitch it. And so far they've tried to go through the teeth of this Central Cass defense running. And the first play was on the boundary here as the Squirrels keeping their way with a 5-man front. Now they'll go to that pro formation. Hannon on the reverse, trying to get to the outside. Missed tackle. Hannon at the 25-yard line. Central Cass coming there defensively, and Hannon is going to see this back to about the 31. Hannon did a really good job just to get a loss of 3 on the play, as that could have been a loss of 8 easily. The Squirrels were there immediately to see it. It's a loss of 3 yards and brings up 2nd and 13. Just on the jet sweep, you motion your tight end from left to right. You got your lead halfback trying to set the edge, but the Squirrels time and time again have found themselves into the backfield here against this Sentinels rushing attack. Minot North going to go trips as they will to the near sideline, as they will have a screen play. Jack Annette makes his way to the 35, makes a man miss to the 39-yard line, and able to get some of that yardage back and some, as it's a gain of 7 yards. Jack Winnett, 4 catches on the evening, now has 41 yards receiving and brings up a more manageable 3rd down here for the Sentinels. One thing the Sentinels did on that last particular possession or play call, on the 5-2 front, they had trips to the boundaries, 1 to the right. They spread out the Squirrels defense. I might go back to that particular formation as they will here. They'll go trips to the right-hand side. Central Cass trying to line up defensively. Blickery has some time. Pocket collapses, rolls near side, looking down the field. Blickery with the toss. This one's going to be incomplete at the 36-yard line. Wixo with some really good coverage on the play here for Central Cass by the junior. Able to bat the ball down of Gavin Toby on the near sideline there by Wixo and not pick up the penalty to boot. And it brings up a 4th down here for Minot North, as the Sentinels will have to punt this ball away. As back to his own 25-yard line for the Sentinels is Harrison Schaefer. As Central Cass will have to call a timeout here with head coach Tommy Butler. They had too many guys on the field. If they would have let that play roll, he would have given 5 extra yards and maybe allowed Minot North to potentially go for it on a 4th and 1. But Central Cass will call the timeout. We'll break with them on the Bank North scoreboard.
For nearly 40 years, West Main Pizza has been serving up hot, delicious pizzas and other favorites, like sub sandwiches, calzones, chicken wings, pasta dishes, paninis, and more. With 2 locations on East Main in Ada and the Rail District in Dilworth, we offer dine-in, takeout, and online ordering at westmainpizza.net. Discover more than just pizza at West Main Pizza in Ada and the Rail District in Dilworth, your neighborhood favorite since 1986.
Here in Minot, weather conditions currently snowing 27. First dose of winter here throughout the state of North Dakota. 4th and 6 after the Squirrels call the timeout. We'll see if they bring some pressure. They'll come up the middle here trying to block the punt, and they got it. They got the block punt. It's at the 30. It's on the ground. And coming up with the block punt here for Central Cass is Hunter Domeyer. Domeyer, how do you do? Got his mitts up and blocked the punt. And a big special teams play here for Central Cass. They have won the special teams game with a fake punt, a blocked field goal, and now a block punt here tonight. Hunter Domeyer got his hands up there, and they rushed right up the middle with 5, maybe 6 Central Cass Squirrel players. And the Squirrels will see it now at the 28 of Minot North with 10:14 left to play in the 3rd quarter and a chance to take their first lead of the game. Shotgun formation. Cotton will motion his way left to right. Cotton steps up with the catch at the 25, and Cotton is going to get wrapped up at about the 24. It's a gain of 4 yards on the play. Cotton with his second catch for 35 yards. Blaze came in 2 receptions behind Jake Thompson to be third, and he is now third in a season for the all-time record in terms of receptions in a year, as he currently has 48, and he's hoping counting. Ball will be at the 24-yard line at the far hash. Twins to the right, one to the left. Kegley into pistol formation. Minot North 4 down lineman. Handoff. This one goes to Crochet. Crochet trying to bounce the left-handed side, and he maybe gets a half yard if that. Minot North just swarming defensively here. Brings up 3rd down and 6. 11 carries for 22 yards for Crochet. Crochet just unable to really get turning north to south here. His best gain is 11 and 6 yards. Otherwise, it's a lot of 2s, 1, and maybe a couple of negative plays on the way. But still, 4-down territory here for Central Cass. Trips to the right, 1 to the left-handed side. Minot North with 2 safeties across the top, trying to keep everything in front of him. Play clock down to 7. Kegley with the clean snap, looking down the field. Pocket collapses. Kegley evades a sack. Kegley looking, firing across. Wide open end zone, touchdown! Central Cass! The Squirrels hit pay dirt with Mason Olson on a 24-yard connection from Kegley, and Central Cass leads it by 2. 9-7. Oh, Kegley, smooth as jazz can be on a Friday night, able to put that one in for 24 yards. Mason Olson just timely plays this season for the Squirrels with the touchdown reception, his 2nd of the year. Kegley with his 23rd throwing touchdown here of this season. Bukow will come on for the point after attempt. Do we get a flag? This could be a false start on Central Cass, and it is, and it'll move him back 5 yards. But really good play by Kegley. Kegley, nothing was open immediately. He was looking to haul, and they had him double bracketed. Then all of a sudden came a rush from the near side towards the field. He evaded a sack, then came up in the pocket, and then looked down the middle of the field, and somehow Olson just got left wide open, and the Central Cass Squirrels have their first touchdown of the game, able to now play with the lead from the Central Cass perspective, and here will be a 25-yard point after attempt now for Central Cass, as Bukow will come on for the PAT. High snap, but a clean hold, right-footed end-over-end kick on a little line drive is good, and the Squirrels lead it by 3. 8:52 left to play on the Big North scoreboard in the 3rd. Central Cass will kick off when we come back.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner 3. Good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
On yourliveevent.com, that particular drive for the Central Cass Squirrels goes 28 yards. Able to see coming off the clock, 1 minute and 22 seconds, and they put it in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game here from the Central Cass perspective. Well, we mention with coaches every week. It's the old coaches cliche, but it's ever so true. Special teams, all 3 phases can determine an outcome of a game, and right now what has allowed this particular team has allowed this way to make itself has been the special teams. And speaking of special teams, we'll get to Kindred Devils Lake in a second. A blocked point after attempt, and we'll let you know about it next. This one on the ground, it's on the turf, picking this one up to the 30, make it the 25-yard line. Here will be Hannon, and the Sentinels will start with the football there. Update for you from Kindred. A blocked point after attempt on overtime has stoned the Vikings. So Devils Lake is going to play in the championship game. Their last Dakota Bowl appearance was 2010. For the Devils Lake Firebirds, Kindred is out, and that's their first loss of the season, as the winner of this will play Devils Lake in the 2A championship coming up next week at the Fargo Dome. First down and 10 on the way for the Minot North Sentinels. As they'll see with 8:44 on the drive, as this will be a handoff for about 5, maybe 6. They keep the pile moving for about 7 yards. Here on the way for Cooper Chick. It's Chick. 5 carries for 26 yards. For the Sentinels, this drive started at their own 22-yard line, I formation. As Berg trying to go up the middle on a little fullback dive, and Berg keeps the pile moving. Make that the 26-yard line again for their opening drive, and Berg's going to get the first down to the 39. It's a gain of 5. So how can Minot North answer down for the first time here in this game? They were down against Grand Forks Red River, 6-0 at the half. Eventually came back and won and shut out the Rough Riders in the second half in their 20-6 win. This one will be play action. Blickery going to the boundary. Blickery looking down the field, steps up, fires. This is going to be caught at the 31-yard line, and sliding his way out of bounds is Josiah, as Jack Gwinnett makes a nice play at the 31-yard line. Able to see that, but a flag looks to potentially come back in. Right now it's a gain of nearly 30 yards. As Minot North stands back at the 50 to kind of see where this particular flag and who it's on. But right now it's a pitch and catch of about 30 yards. Ezra Whitehead and Ron Horner will come out and make the call. The question is, who is it on at the particular moment? As this will be unsportsmanlike conduct on Minot North. So this will be their third penalty for 30 yards. Able to get it from the 39 to the 31-yard line. So you'll give the yardage on the pitch and catch of 30 yards, but then take 15 of it back on the unsportsmanlike conduct on Minot North. But right now you have 5 receptions for 71 yards currently for Jack Gwinnett, but the sting of that pass is taken out a little bit with that 15-yard penalty. 7:50 left to play here in quarter number 3. Ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line. One wide receiver, both the left and right, as we'll handle it now for Minot North. Motion man comes into the backfield. This one will be on the jet sweep yet again, and going nowhere. Minot North has tried the jet sweep multiple times with Hannon, and the Squirrels able to make another stand defensively. Parker Wicks, who has had himself a nice second half. Hannon with the run. And it's all been jet sweeps varieties. 3 jet sweeps for currently, right now, 3 yards. Second down and 12. 2 timeouts remaining for Central Cass. Minot North has 3. A spot in the Dakota Bowl is up on the line here in Minot. One wide receiver, right-hand side. Motion man goes left to right. Jack Gwinnett now lines up in the slot. Blickery with the play action. Blickery stepping up, fires, going down the middle of the field, and this one will be caught at the 10. Oh, what a play by Minot North. Toby stretching out and making the catch inside the 10, and he's down at the 8-yard line on the play. 40 yards on the pitch and catch. Toby, 2 catches for 62 yards. Minot North quickly gets the line. Hand this one off, goes to Chick. Chick trying to make his way inside, gets to the 4. He is tackled by number 4 in Thummel, as that will go for a gain of 4 fours all around. Just up the seam as lined up on the far side, there was Toby, and the speed of the junior wide receiver just went from the boundary and went right up the post, able to make its way for a 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line here for the Sentinels as they're trying to take the lead back. Berg, fullback dive. Berg trying to bulldoze his way. He's down at the 1. It's a gain of 3. As we see it, 3rd and goal, ball spotted at about the half-yard line here, as they'll spot the ball just inside that 1-yard line. Central Cass trying to get tight. Blickery, QB keeper with the push. He looks in. He is, and the Sentinels able to answer on a quick drive here for Minot North. 3rd rush for 6 yards. Touchdown here for Blickery, and Minot North with the answer with a Blickery QB keeper that was set up by the 40-yard pass to Toby just a couple plays prior. And now the ever-important PAT upcoming here for Minot North. 6:09 left to play in the third quarter, as they will come on for the point after attempt with Olson. The holders, Cole Richardson. Here's the snap. That's clean. The hold is clean. The foot with the right is clean as well. And a new score on the Bank North scoreboard. Minot North answers up 14-10 over Central Cass. 6:09 left to play here in quarter number 3 on your livevent.com.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Here in the third quarter on yourliveevent.com, 14-10, Minot North leads over the Central Cass Squirrels. 6:09 left to play as this game got underway at 7 o'clock here in Minot. Devils Lake defends and defeats Kindred after losing to them in the semifinals with a blocked PAT in Kindred. They await either in Devils Lake. We'll see an all-Western showdown with Minot North, or it'll be a rematch between the Squirrels and Devils Lake from week number 2, in which Devils Lake beat Central Cass. This one is a end-over-end kick that'll go to the 6-yard line. Central Cass with Blaze Cotton to the 20. Cotton gets to the 25, Cotton to the 29-yard line, and that's where he's wrapped up here. As Minot North defensively will come out, and we'll see it against Central Cass as the Squirrels will have their 7th possession of the game. Chase Miller with you here tonight. We've seen a couple of dandy AA semifinals so far as the snow continues to fall here in Minot. Around the track, the snow is starting to stick a little bit on the turf, but being a little bit more noticeable as the night has gone on. Central Cass will spread this one out. 2 wide receivers left and right. Kegley motioning Crochet to the left. Kegley looking, firing, steps up. This is caught at the 33-yard line on the way, and that's going to be catch for Easton Holland. And Mr. Holland now keeps the pile moving as he's able to get his 4th catch, and also able in that particular play, his 4th catch of the game for 26 yards, as he has now surpassed Peyton Lamar for the most catches in a season. As we see this 2nd down and 6. As we see this handoff, this one will be up the middle. As we'll see it now to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on the way as Crochet, 12 penalties for 28 yards. As we see it now, 1st down and 10 upcoming here. 14-10 Minot North with 5:13 left to play in the third quarter. 1st down here for Central Cass. 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers right. Motion man goes Cotton right to left. Jet sweep on the handoff. That goes to Cotton. Cotton trying to get to the boundary, and Cotton's going to get met and tackled right at the line. This one on the far side for Minot North. Coming in on the tackle is going to be Christian Dedman. Dedman in on the play, and Cotton going to get back to the line, and that is it. As both teams have tried the jet sweep varieties, and neither of them has really hit the big play on the jet sweep, but it could set up a particular play down the line where you can fake the jet, come back to a different spot or formation here, and see how that defense is trying to go about it. 2nd down and 10, 4 down linemen for Minot North. Cotton motions left to right. Kegley steps up to Crochet. Crochet down the middle at the 45, stretches to the 47-yard line. Gain of 8 makes it 3rd down and about 2 upcoming. 144 yards passing now for Kegley. Crochet with this 2nd reception, he's got 13 yards. 3rd down and 2, and Kegley has done this throughout the course of the season, where if that first read or 2 isn't there, he's not going to try to force it. He'll work back across the perimeter, especially if his offensive line gives him some time. This one going to be a handoff. Cruchet's going to go right up the middle and gets the first down as he spins his way into Sentinel territory to the 46. It's a gain of 7. One of the better rushes that we've seen this evening for Central Cass. 13 carries for 35 yards for Cruchet. This Cruchet right now has 982 yards on the ground this season. 2 wide receivers left, one to the near sideline. Central Cass with a motion man in Holland going left to right, handoff one more time. As Cruchet going to get maybe a yard, that's it. They'll mark him at the 44. 1 yard on the rush. Good tackle here from Minot North defensively. Able to get in there was Kippen, part of the play, and also Dedman. Those two guys kind of been a little bit of everywhere this evening here for Minot North. 3 minutes left to play in quarter number 3 here on the Bank North scoreboard. Minot North 14, Central Cass 10. And the AA semifinals. Second year as a program here for Minot North. Central Cass, they moved back between AA and single A in the past decade here, back in AA this season. 2nd down and 9, ball between the hashes. Kegley, shotgun formation. Kegley steps up. Kegley looking to throw this football. Steps up, fires, throws this one, batted away at the 10-yard line. The intended receiver on the play was Kellen Cruchet. Good secondary effort here from Minot North as Cole Richardson with the left hand batted it away. Cruchet was behind him. That one just floated in the air just enough to allow the safety and Richardson to come back with the left hand. If Kegley could just got a little bit more on it, as they will talk it over here, and they're going to say that this one now was thrown in front of the line of scrimmage, I believe, as the officials are going to talk it over right now, if it's an illegal forward pass or not. As Kegley again was trying to get up the field, he was at the 44-yard line. Oh, very late flag. The officials talked it over afterwards. If I'm Tommy Butler, or even in this case, if I was the Minot North coach, I wouldn't be too happy when the flag came out because it was after the play. And I wonder if they will mark it back, and they will say it is illegal forward pass, and they're going to mark it back 5 yards here. So this will go up against Central Cass, and it will be a loss of down to boot. So 4th penalty for 23 yards. Cruchet was looking down the field, and from our vantage point, he was right at the line, right at this line of where you would have it. But a flag comes out late after the play and brings up a 3rd down upcoming. So Central Cass now will need the Sentinel 35-yard line for a first. Trips left, one in the near sideline here for Kegley in the gun. Minot North, 4 down linemen. Kegley firing this one up the seam to Holland, but thrown behind him at the 32. They threw it right up the hash to Holland. If it was just a hair in front of him, that one would have been enough for a first down. But Holland was trying to come back for the football on this turf slid and couldn't come back up with it. Kegley would love to have that one back. Instead, it will bring up a 4th down here for Central Cass. So Squirrels will have to come on and punt this football away. Blaze Cotton at the 41-yard line. Minot North in a little bit of a punt-safe situation here defensively. Clean snap, right-footed kick by Cotton goes end over end to the Sentinel 18-yard line. Minot North will pick it up, and they got some room on the far sideline with Toby. Toby's got speed, makes a cut at the 35-40. Toby to the 43-yard line, and Toby will have a really good return of 25 yards. So Squirrels punt the football away. Sentinels will open up this particular drive near midfield at the 43-yard line. 7 drive upcoming here for Minot North with 2:17 left to play. All be spotted at the 42-yard line. Minot North looking to get up by 2 scores for the first time today with a touchdown. Central Cass looking to just give them 0 or 3 here as the Sentinels will come out with the trips. They're looking for the screen pass. Jack Winnett is not going to go anywhere. Holland comes in and disrupts the play immediately to the 38-yard line. It's a loss of 5 on the play. Really good job here for Central Cass, and Easton Holland coming in on that one for a loss of 5. So 162 yards passing now for Blickery as Jack Winnett gets his 6th catch. As this one now will go for 66 yards. 2nd down upcoming. And again with the 5-2 defense, Minot North trying to spread out Central Castle a little bit there on the front. As the Squirrels now will go more to a 4-down lineman, back to a trips formation. Low snap, Blickery going to set up the screen, and this one's picked off, and the Squirrels have it at the 35-yard line. Trevin Quam, the senior, read it, jumped it, and picked it here for Central Cass. Quam at the 35-yard line gets the pick, and he hit the turf here, and he's coming up with a little bit of a stinger as they will come out and attend to Quam. We'll break with him here. Quam, though, comes up with a large play, gets the first turnover against the Sentinels with 1:26 left to play here in the third quarter. We'll take a break with them as they attend to Quam on the turf.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of water.
No! Jeez Louise!
This system is packing 70-mile-per-hour winds, golf ball-sized hail, and a fast drop in temperature. Oh, jeez.
Dave and Cheryl's kitchen started on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, let's take a look.
Oh, geez, moments happen. Be ready with Irie Insurance.
And right when we went to break, Quam popped off the field again. Tommy Butler has said that Quam has just battled through stingers all season. Probably just came down on a little bit of that shoulder there. Looks to be all right as he's going off the field, going to get some attention. But right now the Squirrels will start with the football here at positive territory at the 35 of Minot North as they will hand this one off to Cruchet. And Cruchet is going to get met by a host of Sentinels. Does drag the pile forward. Keeps moving here for Cruchet on the second effort. Cruchet would, the old adage, not be denied on the play. Does get a gain of 2, and he worked for all 2 yards. As you understand, for some of these players now, particularly the seniors, you start looking up at the clock, and is this your last football game of your career as a high school athlete? Everything starts hitting home a little bit more. 2 wide receivers left-handed side. Shotgun formation here for the 6-foot junior in Kegley. Kegley, play action, fires, boundary, incomplete off the hands of Cotton. Brings up 3rd down and 8. They're trying to get to Cotton on the outside, and this one just went off of Blaze's hands as the snow continues to come down here. Nothing that's too miserable of conditions in terms of a blizzard, but for those that are out there coming down and sticking on the turf a little bit more, sticking more on the track. As we see it, 3rd down and 8, play clock to 15. Minot North fans making some noise. Sentinels will see if they bring some pressure or if they stay back in the shell. 3rd and 8, Minot North will bring 4. Squirrels roll the pocket, step up. This one going to Holland and Kegley just on 2 different wavelengths there. As Kegley was looking for the comeback route at about the 25-yard line, Holland kept moving up the field at the 20, and Kegley got rid of the ball, brings up a 4th and 8. Still in Sentinel territory here. Central Cass kind of in the old proverbial no man's land with 40 seconds left to play here in the quarter. They'll motion them out. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Squirrels need the Minot North 25. Cruchet comes in the backfield. They give it to him. They reverse it to Olsen. They flicker it now to Kegley, who throws it down the field. This is caught by Olsen. Olsen with the catch at the 15. A little razzle-dazzle here for the Squirrels. 18 yards. As Olsen time and time again has came up with some large plays for Central Cass. You give it on the sweep to Cruchet, who pitches it back to Holland, to Cotton, who gives it back to Kegley, and found Olsen up the seam, just uncovered. Olsen, 3 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown here for the senior. Handoff, Cruchet trying to get north to south. Cruchet makes a cutback. Cruchet gets to the 11-yard line. It's a gain of 3 on the play for Cruchet. 16 carries for 41 yards. Game clock down to 6, and the game clock will see this one go to the 4th quarter. We played 3 quarters tonight here from Minot. The Sentinels score 7 in the quarter. The Central Cass Squirrels with 7 as well. Central Cass 2nd and 6 at Minot North's 14 when we return to put a fresh 12 minutes on this semifinal and head to quarter number 4.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
On the Bank North scoreboard, Bank North been a trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers, communities build, grow, and prosper. To see what values-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.bank. Bank North, member FDIC, equal housing lender. What's at stake between these two teams? A spot in the Dakota Bowl. Minot North's second year looking for their first ever appearance. Central Cass' last Dakota Bowl appearance was 2020. Their last championship was 1980. But first, 12 minutes separates one of these two teams from playing Devil's Lake in the championship a week from today. Squirrels, twins to the left, one to the right-handed side. Pistol formation on the way for Kegley with Crochet in the backfield. Motion man is Holland left to right. Handoff to Crochet. Crochet able to get past the 10. Then Crochet gets to about the 9. So a couple of yards on the play for Crochet. Gets a little bit closer. As right now, if there is no gain on this next play, ball is spotted at the 9-yard line. If they don't get any yards, it would be a 26, 27-yard field goal here for the Squirrels as they're driving right to left or from south to north here at Minot North. Play clock getting to 10. Shotgun formation for Kegley. One wide receiver left, trips in the bunch to the near sideline. Kegley with time, looking, firing to Crochet, incomplete. He was looking for Crochet on the flat. Coming out on a little in and out was Holland. They were both open, just a miscommunication there from Kegley on kind of where he wanted to throw the football as he thought Crochet was still coming towards the flat, but when he went to throw the football, Crochet went up the field, and it brings up then a 4th down opportunity. As Central Cass right now going to elect to go for it here, as they will set the game clock with 11:17 and the play clock gets reset at 25. Central Cass with 2 timeouts. Minot North, they have 3, and the Squirrels are going to elect to go for it here with 11:17. Down by 4. That extra point again was large for Minot North to get up by 4 points on the touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Holland motions left to right. Kegley firing in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Olsen on the quick slant from 9. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the evening. Mason Olsen, how do you do? The Squirrels lead it 16-14. As Olsen got in the end zone, able to see that one, and it looks like we have a injured player on the field. As this looks to be in the end zone, and we're going to see it here, and it will be an injured Minot North Sentinel coming out of the game. So that was the whistle after the play to make sure that he was attended to okay. 169 yards passing now for Kegley, and 2 touchdowns and a big one to that. And Mason Olsen, have yourself a night. 4 catches, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. The point after attempt by Bukow is up, and it's good. Central Cass leads 17-14 here over the Sentinels with 11:12 left to play in the 4th quarter.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
Kegley to Olsen for the touchdown. 17-14, 11-12 left to play in the fourth quarter. Central Cass, after the Quam pick, go 35 yards, and they put in the end zone. This one's going to be a squib one. It's going to be picked up by the up man, and Minot North, after the quick attempt here by Felighty, put it on the turf, and this was intended almost like an onside kick where it went, and the Sentinels able to pick that one up there with Gunnar Jost. He took a hit. They'll mark it at about the 45-yard line. If he doesn't come ready for that ball, and it maybe takes a half second more, Central Cass could have got a hand on it, and that'll be a short field, and the Sentinels will try to take advantage here for their 8th possession of the game with 11:09 left to play in the fourth quarter at their own 45-yard line. Minot North I formation. Handoff. This one making its way here on the way. Dremman gets the 50, and Dremman to the near sideline gets 9 yards on the play. He's kind of been the hard-earned yard back here for Minot North. 8 carries on the way for 30 yards here for Dremman. 3 timeouts again for the Sentinels, 2 for Central Cass. Twins to the left, under center. Here goes Blickery, the 5'11 senior. Blickery, handoff, Berg up the middle. Berg turns for 3 to 4 yards here for the Sentinels. They will give him the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 5. 8 carries, 35 yards, and this one, quite honestly, folks, could be who has the ball last. It's a 3-point game. Minot North 7 points in the first, 7 points in the third. Central Cass 3 points in the second, 7 points in the third, and 7 points so far here in the fourth. As we'll see a whistle here, and this will be a false start on Minot North. 4th penalty for 35 yards. Minot North here this season, the most points they've given up to an opponent is 20 to Devils Lake. They defeated them 26-20 on this very field back on October the 10th, in which the Sentinels beat the Firebirds. Outside of that, there's only been 2 other teams to score double digits, Jamestown with 14 and Red River with 14. Otherwise, everybody else in single digits against this Sentinels defense. 1st and 15, Blickery, play action, rolling the pocket left-handed side. Blickery evades a sack, throws down the field. It's incomplete at the 25-yard line. As Blickery, here in this one, 12 of 15 through the air for 162 yards. Does have a passing and rushing touchdown and an interception as well. As right now, Central Cass with an injured player on the field back at the 50-yard line when that was chasing Blickery. We'll take a quick break and continue with more after this here with under 10 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
What's going on today? I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassiz Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As Evan Wiersma comes off the field here, just took a moment, recollected himself, and came off the field. 2nd and 15. But if you're Minot North, it's been the passing game of Blickery that has been your cup of tea tonight as they go back to a I formation handoff. This one goes to Dremman. Dremman trying to change that cup of tea to a ground game as it gets past the 40 to the 38-yard line. Got a good chunk of it back here to make it 3rd and at least manageable. Instead, 3rd and 15. Be 3rd and about 7. So a gain of 8 on the way for Dremman. His last 2 carries of 9 and now 8 yards respectively. Central Cass Squirrels in their white tops, black pants, red numerals with the red trim down the side. Continuing that 5-2 front. Play action. Blickery looking, throwing, near sideline. Jaquan at the 20. Did he tiptoe the end line? Yes, he did. Jaquan able to make the catch of 18 yards. Wanderson was there defensively, but Blickery just threw it up and said, give your man a chance, and he was able to haul it down. Jaquanis came up with a couple of large catches here tonight. 84 yards receiving. Dremman makes a man miss as they quickly get to the line in the backfield. Dremman got 2 yards to the 18. It's a gain of 2. And Minot North, after big plays, we've seen it here tonight and throughout the course of the season that if they get a big hitter, they're going to go quickly right back to the line, call either the same play or a little wrinkle of what they just did, and see if they can catch the defense on their heels a little bit. Clock continues to wind with 8:50 left to play here in this one. In a game that started back an hour and 50 minutes ago here in Minot. I formation. This will be an end around as Minot North going to the far side. With it is Thompson. Thompson gets tackled at the 15. They faked the dive. They came on an end around. Good play there by Lane on the outside to make the tackle. It's a gain of about 3 yards. So Thompson with his first catch of the night, or excuse me, his first rush of the night. It's a gain of 3. Be a 31-yard field goal from here. The long for Olsen is 25 yards, but I'm not sure if you're a Sentinel fan after having a blocked field goal, a blocked punt, and also Central Cass converted on a fake punt here if you really want to think about special teams right now. It'll be 3rd down upcoming. They'll need about the 10 for the first. Handoff, Dredman, right-handed side. Dredman gets past the 10 and rolls his way to the 8. So 6 yards on the rush by Dredman, 11 carries for 46 yards. And Minot North quickly back on the ball with Braden Blickery. Blickery under center. Handoff, Dredman again. Dredman's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. That's going to be a loss on the play, and the Squirrels with the stick here defensively by Ben Nelson. Ben Nelson has some large defensive plays here tonight for the Squirrels. As it'll be a double tight, one wide receiver near sideline, ball at the near hash, close to the Minot North. This one is going to be on the turf. It's an end around again, and the Squirrels were ready for it by Nelson. Back-to-back big-time plays by Nelson. Goes back to the 14. It's a loss of 6 on the play, and that one was dead to rights. A timing play that they went back to the end around, and it hit the turf after the exchange from the center in Mendez to Blickery. Blickery fortunate just to get the ball. Then by the time he gave it on the way to Thompson, Nelson was ready for it and wrapped him up. 3rd down and goal at the 15-yard line for the Sentinels. Twins left and right. Blickery drops the ball again. It's still on the turf. Blickery picks it up and he gets sacked. The Squirrels with the hit stick coming in for Central Cass defensively is Hunter Big Man Roar. Hunter Roar will come in on the play. A loss of 5, and Blickery just dropped the ball. And now all of a sudden it probably pushed him out of field goal range here because it would be a 37-yarder. Olsen 2 of 3 coming into the game for field goals. He's 2 of 4. And the Sentinels are going to go for it. 4th and goal at the 19-yard line. Trips to the left, 1 to the near sideline as they'll see it here for Blickery. Central Cass, they're going to rush forward. Blickery going one-on-one near side in the end zone. Incomplete! Parker Wixo on the coverage of Jez, and the Squirrels defense stands with 6:12 left to play here in the 4th quarter. The Sentinels with a block punt, a touchdown and interception, and turnover on downs here in the half. Central Cass TD, punt, TD, and now what will they do with their 9th drive of the contest? 6:12 left to play. Ball will be at the 19-yard line here for the Squirrels. Big time play. They went one-on-one looking for the fade route. They're on the way for the 6'4 junior against Parker Wixo, who made a defensive stand here for Central Cass. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers, both left and right for Kegley. Crochet motioning out right-handed side. Kegley steps up, fires. This one going to be caught by Cotton, and Cotton spins his way to the 25. It's a gain of 6. Blaze Cotton with his 3rd catch. He has 39 yards, and Cotton now has surpassed Jake Thompson in the record book. So right now you have Easton Holland first, followed by Peyton Lamar, and then Cal Pearson, and Blaze Cotton is 4th for the most receptions all time in a season here for Central Cass. Blaze Cotton now with 49. 2nd and 6 as they will come out in a tight formation. Twins to the right. Motion man goes Cotton right to left. Handoff. This one goes to Crochet. Crochet weaves his way to the 30 to the 31. Crochet patient, hit the hole, and then went from 1st to 4th gear. Got a gain of 7. 18 carries, 51 yards for Crochet. And with 5:28 left to play here in the fourth quarter, the clock will continue to wind here in Minot. Minot North has all 3 timeouts remaining. Central Cass with 2. Right now the Squirrels just looking to put a drive together here, even if they don't score, but a touchdown here would be sweet from the Squirrels. Minot North looking for a defensive stand here. Ball between the hashes at the 32-yard line. In the gun is Kegley. Kegley, no snap, able to hold it. Kegley looking, firing. This one incomplete as it went through Holland's hand and then nearly picked off in the back by Jez at the 39 after it went through Holland's hands. It'll stop the clock here at 5 minutes remaining. As we see it, 2nd and 10 for the Central Cass Squirrels. 2 wide receivers near sideline, 1 to the right. Pistol formation for Kegley. Motion man is Cotton going left to right across the formation. They fake it to him. They hand it off to Crochet. Crochet gets to the 35. Crochet to the 40. And Crochet gets 8 hard-earned yards on the play. So they fake the jet by Cotton left to right. Opened up a little hole between the middle here, and give credit to Ben Nelson, Jennings Cooney, and Mr. Quam to open up a little holes right there for the Squirrels. A gain of 8, a large 3rd down upcoming. 3rd and 2 with 4:30 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Play clock gets to 15 seconds. Central Cass will make their way to the line, needing their own 42-yard line for a first. 5 seconds, and Tommy Butler wants a timeout. We'll break with them. Clock's going to stop with 4:18 left to play in the fourth quarter. 2nd timeout for the Squirrels. It's 3rd and short when we return at their own 40.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. We'll get to our out-of-town scoreboard in AA and AAA football here tonight. Put a bow on the semifinals, and as well get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, our Agassi Precision Ag Play the Contest before we bid adieu. But right now, 3rd down and 2 for Central Cass at their own 40-yard line as it continues to snow here tonight in Minot. Pistol formation. Motion man is Holland going left to right. Handoff. Crochet right-handed side. Crochet is going to get right to the 41. He's a yard shy as Crochet got 1 yard, not 2 on the play. So 20 carries now for 60 yards. The clock continues to wind. And what does Tommy Butler want to do? Is he going to punt or elect to go for it here for the Squirrels? Tommy Butler been aggressive. Kegley is going to come out. Central Cass has already ran a fake punt here tonight, and they got it for 19 yards after Cotton threw it to Parker Wick. So they're going to come out with the Wildcat formation. Crochet and Cotton in the backfield. They need a yard for the first. Clap. Crochet, right-handed side. Crochet trying to push the pile forward. He's not going to get there. Minot North's defense with the stand here at the Squirrels, 41. And with 3:38 left to play in the fourth quarter, the defense for the Sentinels comes up with a large stop and possibly the biggest of the game. They ran the Wildcat trying to go to the right-handed side, and Minot North's defensive line was ready for it as Crochet could not gain the yard. He got to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. And with 3:38 left to play and the ball at the 41-yard line of Central Cass, Minot North is 41 yards from their first Dakota Bowl appearance, potentially in program history, if they can put it in the end zone. Handoff. Cooper Chick, right-handed side. Chick's going to get met to the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 3. 4-down territory here for Minot North. Also, a field goal would tie as well here for the Sentinels. Could we see our second semifinal round matchup in AA football go to overtime tonight as well? And if you're Minot North with all 3 timeouts, playbook is at your disposal, and it's 4-down territory here with where the clock and the time of the situation's at. I formation, handoff, Drenman, left-handed side, Drenman to the 35, and Drenman gets met on the way. Mason Olson comes in on the tackle. It's a gain of 4 at the 35 and brings up 3rd and 4. And Central Cass, with only 1 timeout remaining, can only stop the clock one more time for the remainder of regulation. Minot North, see if they go play action or if they ground and pound one more time. 3rd and 4 for the Spartans, or excuse me, the Sentinels. Handoff, Drenman. Drenman able to get 2 yards to about the 33, 32-yard line. And we'll see where they mark him down here. We're going to get a timeout for Minot North, it looks like here, but the spot has yet to been had. If it's at the 33 or the 32, they're going to say it's at the 32-yard line, so it's a gain of 3 here for Drenman. 14 carries, 53 yards. Timeout here for Minot North. That'll be their first with 2:25 left to play in the 4th quarter. It's the AA semifinals. Minot North trying to make the Dakota Bowl. Central Cass, last Dakota Bowl appearance was 2022. Their last state title appearance was, in terms of a state championship, again, 1980. They will join Devil's Lake, where it's been 15 years for the Firebirds. The Firebirds were runners-up in 07, 08, and 2010 at the Dakota Bowl, losing to Oak Grove one year, Shanley the other couple. Those were really good football matchups 15 to 18 years ago at the Dakota Bowl. But the Firebirds right now, they know they're heading to Fargo and the Dome. Who's going to join them? Minot North quickly gets the line after the timeout. 4th and 1. Handoff goes to Berg, but this could be a false start on Minot North, and it is. A false start on Minot North. They quickly got to line after the huddle, trying to catch Central Cass off guard, but what this did, the far left side of the line got a little too much of a head start and push them back 5 yards to make it 4th and 6 here for the Sentinels. And that also comes after calling your first timeout of the contest. Ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line, just off the far hash. As Minot North and Blickery gets the call, then comes back towards his huddle and relays the message and the play. Trips to the near sideline, 1 to left. 4 down lineman for the Squirrels. Blickery in the gun, rolls the pocket near sideline, fires, throws, caught, complete at the 26-yard line, and the Sentinels have the first down to Cameron Jez on the play. Able to get to the 27, they'll say it's a gain of 10. As Jez with his second catch of the night for 21 yards. Clock will stop as well with the first down and getting out of bounds. Ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line. 2 wide receivers left and inside. Drenman dots the I here for the Sentinels. Drenman, handoff, right-hand side. He gets stuck on the way. Nice play by Evan Wiersma coming in. Drenman gets a gain of 1, maybe 2. They'll mark it for 2. Wiersma able to come in. And the ball will be at the 23-yard line. Sentinels, little sugar no huddle here as they quickly work their way back to the line of scrimmage. Twins to the left, I formation, play action. Blickery going to roll the pocket left-handed side. Open in the boundary. This one at the 15-yard line going to be complete. Right at the sticks. Gain of 8. Coming back for the football. Here is Gavin Toby, and Toby's made some really large plays here for Minot North tonight. 3 catches for 70 yards. 198 yards passing now for Blickery. I formation, ball at the 15-yard line of Central Cass. Handoff, Drenman, right-handed side. Drenman able to move his way past the 10 to the 9-yard line here for Denman. He got a gain of 6 on the play. 61 yards rushing. Second down upcoming, and Tommy Butler looking to call the timeout here, and he will get the timeout before the play. So timeout Tommy Butler with 1:16 left to play, and that'll be the final timeout here for Central Cass in this contest. 76 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter. Ball will be spotted at the 9-yard line when we return here on your liveevent.com.
Imagine your life in Hillsborough, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsborough, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsborough has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsborough, where small-town living means big opportunities.
Back here in Minot on a second down and 4 opportunity upcoming. Minot North with 2 timeouts remaining. The Squirrels without any more remaining here for head coach Tommy Butler and Central Cass. The Squirrels lead it by 3, 17-14. They were down 7-0 after 1 quarter, 10-3, 7-0 after the first half. They were trailing 14-10 after 3 quarters of play. But right now up, except for Denman. Denman's going to spin his way, gets back to about the 8-yard line. That's a gain of 1. So good stick for the Squirrels up front for those guys. As Minot North back to the line with 60 seconds remaining here in the semifinal. 3rd down and 3 for the Sentinels. Blickery taking his time, surveying the field, play action. Blickery going to roll to left-handed side, fires in the flat, and Central Cass will see Bentley dive in for his 2nd touchdown of the contest. Bentley able to get in for the score, and Minot North is playing with a lead. They ran the play action, went to the flat, and Bentley with the 2nd catch of the night. Both have hit pay dirt from 27 yards out, and this time the second one able to go from a 9-yard pitch and catch for the TD on over 200 yards passing here now for Blickery. 48 seconds left to play in regulation. Point after attempt upcoming for Olsen. Here's the snap on the way. Clean snap, right-footed kick by Olsen is up, and it's good. It's now a 4-point game with 48 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter. 21-17 Sentinels will come back for the conclusion of the quarter when we return.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Here today on YourLiveEvent.com, Chase Miller with you. We're going to see some history one way or another at the Dakota Bowl. Either Minot North will play Devil's Lake. Someone's going to win a championship. Minot North looking for their first, and Devil's Lake, they haven't won one since the Dakota Bowl has been introduced in 33 years. Or on the opposite side, Central Cass will look for their first one if they can come back here in 48 seconds for the first time since 1980 to try to win a title. But for the Minot North Sentinels, put the ball through the end zone there. Blickery to Bentley. Here's the right-footed line drive, low kick. Central Cass will pick it up at the 21-yard line. Squirrels get to the 30, 34-yard line, and Central Cass will make their way to about the 32 here for Aiden Thummel. Though, given the forward progress at the 34, clock will stop with 39 seconds remaining. After the 4th down stop on the turnover and downs at the 41-yard line, the Sentinels went 41 yards down the field, took off nearly 3 minutes of clock, 3 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. Central Cass will have it here at their own 34-yard line with 39 seconds to play and no timeouts. Clock stops with the first down, and if you get out of bounds, Cagley in the shotgun, gets everybody set. Cagley rolling the pocket, right-hand side, looking back across the middle for Blaze Cotton, double coverage. Cotton goes up and completes. Trying to move the pocket right, throw back left, see if he can get a little seam up the middle. And Minot North again are going to play big time and keep everything in front of you. Jez and Gunnar Jost there on the coverage defensively for Minot North. 2nd down and 10, as now it's with 32 seconds remaining. That last play took 7 seconds off the clock. Central Cass looking to at least get into a Hail Mary situation here at 2nd and 10. Motion man goes Blaze Cotton right to left across the formation. With it is Kegley. Kegley steps up, flag comes in. Kegley will have to try to throw this ball down the field. Precious time ticking away. Kegley evades a sack, then Kegley eventually gets wrapped up in the backfield. It will be a sack. The clock will stop with the flag. Ethan Howie comes up with it. It's a loss of 1 with 19 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. I think what head coach right now and Jacob Holman is asking, if I decline it, does the clock wind immediately on the spot for play and make it 3rd and 11 instead of 2nd and 20, where the clock can stop and he can get Central Cass to reset. So it's the hold on the way. And they're going to move them back, it looks like, 10 yards. But the question is, if they decline it, the clock will continue to roll, and that's exactly what Minot North is saying. Roll the clock, as they will move it back 10 yards. 5th penalty of the game for 33 yards now against Central Cass. Squirrels quickly getting to the line, getting ready for this one. And now we're going to get a quick timeout from the far official, making sure they got everything situated here and where the clock should be, with 17 seconds on the play clock right now. Ball will be spotted back at the 24-yard line here for Central Cass. As Ron Horner trying to get his mic on and see if they can get the clock to 19. That's what they'll do. Clock will be at 19 seconds here. 21-17, Central Cass shotgun formation here for Kegley. Kegley steps up. Kegley looking, firing. This one down the far sideline. This one incomplete off of Cotton. Cotton had the secondary beat. The left hand and just enough of a tip there by Cole Richardson. If Cotton catches that one, he's gone and he's loose up the far side. Richardson got the left hand on it, deflected it enough, went off of Blaze's hands as he had to stretch for the ball after it was deflected on the far side. Literally a game of inches. If Cotton catches that one, Central Cass is celebrating a potential game-ending end zone touchdown. Instead, it goes to 8 seconds remaining here in regulation. 3rd down and long for Central Cass. They need the 44 for a first down. Kegley rolling right-handed side, steps up, fires, throws in, and this one's going to be caught in bounds. They'll wind the clock. That goes to Cotton. The game is over. For the first time in program history, Minot North Sentinels are heading to the Dakota Bowl. They're trying to go to Cotton and get out of bounds and just get a couple of yards closer, and Central Cass will come up short here in Minot. The Squirrels put up 17 points, a pair of 7s for both Central Cass and Minot North in the fourth quarter, and Minot North will keep the perfect record intact and improve to 11-0 on the season. Both teams, if they would have lost this game, would have had a lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas. Central Cass with a fake punt that was converted for a first down. They got a blocked punt and a blocked field goal in this one. While for Minot North, they forced 2 interceptions, and also the biggest stand of the game right now, the turnover on downs on a 4th and 1. They stoned Cruchet at the line, and they took the ensuing drive 41 yards into the end zone, and that was the game-winning drive. So it'll be an all-Western showdown. It'll be the 1 seed from the West in Minot North against the 2 seed from the West in Devils Lake in the 2A football championship from the Fargo after Devils Lake wins in overtime by a point against the Kinder Vikings, and Central Cass's season comes up just short here in Minot in a great Double-A semifinal round matchup. 21-17, the Squirrels had 2 leads in this game. A Kegley to Olson 24-yard connection in the third quarter, and then a Kegley to Olson 9-yard connection with 11-12 remaining in the fourth quarter. But Minot North bowled up enough defensively when called upon, and when they needed a touchdown, they got it, and it wasn't through the ground, it was through the air. Blickery with 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown as well. Tip of the cap to head coach Tommy Butler and the Central Cass Squirrels. A season that Central Cass came in saying they wanted to have a chance to make the playoffs. They wanted a chance to play some of the best teams in the state of North Dakota and see if they can live out their dreams and try to get to the Dakota Bowl, but it comes up just short here tonight in Minot. Minot North 21, Central Cass 17. We're back with our post-game show. Take a look at the final numbers, that and more next here in Minot.
Look at your calendar. There's still time to complete those building projects before freeze-up. Sywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro has everything you need, top quality building materials, trusted tools, and Midland garage doors. Yes, it's busy now with harvest, but don't wait. Order now to ensure your products arrive on time so your projects are done before the first flake falls. Visit with Sywick Lumber and Hardware Hillsboro and make your building projects plans a reality. Sywick Lumber and Hardware Hillsboro.
For nearly 40 years, West Main Pizza has been serving up hot, delicious pizzas and other favorites, like sub sandwiches, calzones, chicken wings, pasta dishes, paninis, and more. With 2 locations on East Main in Ada and the Rail District in Dilworth, we offer dine-in, takeout, and online ordering at westmainpizza.net. Discover more than just pizza at West Main Pizza in Ada and the Rail District in Dilworth, your neighborhood favorite since 1986.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, Chase Miller with you as we take a look back at our post-game show. Minot North 21-17 fell in the semifinals last year. This year they're making their way one step farther in their second year in program history as they are going to the Dakota Bowl, and they will go up against the Devils Lake Firebirds in this one. As we go through our final numbers in this contest, 2 turnovers for Central Cass, a pick by both Kangley and Cotton through the air defensively. Minot North with 1 turnover in the game. That was a qualm pick of Blickery here in the fourth quarter, in which Central Cass turned it into points and got the lead at 17-14. 5 penalties for 33 yards on the Squirrels, 5 penalties, 40 yards for Minot North. Minot North 348 yards of offense. The Squirrels did a heck of a job against that ground game, 141 yards that they gave up on the ground. But Minot North is a team that's going to keep running the ball at you consistently, and Central Cass withstood the challenge here. 44 attempts for 141 yards. Tip of the cap to the guys up front for Central Cass here, but it was the playmaking of the quarterback in Braden Blickery. Blickery 16 of 20 for 207 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception in the win here for the Sentinels, and he also had the rushing touchdown. He scored all 3 scores here today and gave 2 of the touchdowns to the senior tight end Will Bentley, who had his first and second receiving touchdown of the season as well. 348 yards of offense again for Minot North. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, 65 yards on the ground, 60 of them by Crochet on 20 attempts, with 200 yards through the air between Kangley and Cotton, as Kangley threw for 181 yards. Also was able to get in the end zone with Olsen twice here today, and then Cotton went 1 of 2 for 19 yards here in this one. Individually, the leading rusher, Dedman, 17 carries for 62 yards here for Minot North, while the leading receiver was Jacquinet, 7 receptions for 84 yards here for the Sentinels. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, they were led receiving by Mason Olsen, 4 catches, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cotton with 4 catches for 45 yards. Holland with 4 catches for 26 here in this contest. Crochet, 20 carries, 60 yards. He also had 2 receptions for 13 yards here tonight in this one. It's now time to get to our players of the game and our play of the contest. Some of your players of the game from both teams' perspective, obviously the QB and Blickery for Minot North, able to throw for 207 yards and 2 touchdowns. While we're going to give this one to Mason Olsen and the defensive line for Central Cass's point of view. Olsen, 4 catches, 2 touchdowns, 61 yards. But also the defensive line, the guys up front here for Central Cass, they were ready with that 5-man front with Quam, with Wiersma, Domeyer, Veen, Nelson, and company. They got after this run game here today. And that is our players of the game for both teams, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That is Enbridge.com. From there to our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest. And that is the defensive stick on a 4th and 1 at the 41-yard line. Minot North gets the stick. They come back and score the touchdown. that went from Blickery to Bentley that gave him the go-ahead lead, and that turnover on downs by the Squirrels eventually led to a Minot North shorter field and put the ball in the end zone with under a minute to play with about 40-some seconds left to play. That is our play of the game, brought to you in part by Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Check out their website at planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com to get ready for the upcoming planting season. It'll be here before you know it. That, again, is our Agassi Precision Ag play of the contest. When we come back, we'll put a bow on our AA and AAA semifinal round coverage. Take a look at games that happen across the state. That and more still to come here tonight in Minot.
Tyler Wasling and Scott Kramer in Castleton know the value of hard work and protecting what matters most. Whether it's your farm, crop, home, or business, for personal service, trusted coverage, and a team that's here when you need them most. Scott and Tyler at Farmers Union Insurance are rooted in North Dakota and ready to protect your future. Give them a call at 701-347-4254. That's 701-347-4254 to talk with Scott and Tyler today.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Well, we had a couple of dandies tonight as we go to our Dakota Heritage Bank out-of-town scoreboard here on yourliveevent.com in terms of semifinal round action here across the state of North Dakota in AA football. The Devils Lake Firebirds win in overtime 28-27 after a missed PAT by Kindred. Devils Lake 28-27, and this a 4-point contest 21-17 in which Minot North defeats the Central Cass Squirrels in the AA semifinals. So Minot North will play Devils Lake roughly at around 2:30 a week from today at the Fargo Dome. In the AAA, Bismarck Century moves on to the championship game as Bismarck Century last won a championship in 2020. They defeated Bismarck Legacy 21-13. That was the Sabres' farthest feat in postseason history, was a semifinal round appearance. From there, Fargo Davies all over Bismarck 51-29. Fargo Davies, a runner-up from last season. Their only state championship in program history is 2014 at the Alara Center, which the Hartness twins were able to defeat Minot from the Alara Center back in 2014. So Bismarck Century, Fargo Davies, a pair of one seeds from the East and the West, will play against each other in AAA, and in AA, it'll be an all-Western showdown with Minot North and alongside the Devils Lake Firebirds. Tomorrow in 1A football, you'll see Langdon Area and more Munich. Langdon Area Munich against Velva, Garrison, Drake, and Moose, and Killdeer will go up against Botno. Then the nine-man semis will feature South Border at Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Hankinson at New Rockford, Cheyenne, Maddock tomorrow afternoon. Again, that is your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Go to dhb.bank. That again is dhb.bank. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll put a bow on this one next. Minot North survives in advance and improves to 11-0 on the season. The Squirrels drop to 7-4 to finish their year here in the Magic City.
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
As we come back here on yourliveevent.com on the Bank North scoreboard, 21-17, Minot North over the Central Cass Squirrels. A lot of guys to continue from a Tommy Butler perspective as he's out there giving handshakes, some final goodbyes and hugs to some of these parents and players as members of this particular football team. A lot of seniors this season that you kind of go through with Colton Cruchet to Gavin Tope, Mason Olson on the roster. You also see Navecki with him in Aarons. You also have some seniors of Miller and Trevin Quam, Veen with Ferguson, Olson. That's Luke Olson. Central Cass with Wiersma, Wunderlich, Cooney, Jennings on the way. Able to see Riley Hansen and Hayden Filiti and Brody Miller playing their final game here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Are definitely going to leave a nice foundation moving forward the first year back in AA football, as Central Cass will definitely wear this one. This is going to be one of those games, as it always is when you play a tight postseason game. There was one or two situations where both teams after this affair would have said, if we would have done just one more play or one extra formation just a little bit differently, could have found yourself in the Dakota Bowl. And give credit, both teams left it on the field. You can't say that there was maybe a penalty that changed the course of this game. Just two teams that really got after one another in the first ever meeting between these two programs here between Central Cass and Minot North. So Minot North, congratulations goes out to their head coach, and Jacob Holman, as now they're 19-3 as a varsity program here for the Sentinels. 11-0 on the season, trying to cap off a perfect unbeaten year, and they will have Devils Lake, and that was a whale of a contest when these two teams played back on October the 10th here at this very field. A 6-point win, 26-20 for the Sentinels over the Devils Lake Firebirds. I'm Chase Miller. That does it for our post-game show here tonight in Minot, where the Sentinels move on and advance with a 4-point win over Central Cass. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to the listeners that were tuning in tonight across the Red River Valley and through the state of North Dakota from Kindred and here tonight in Castleton. And join us for volleyball coverage as we're at Mayville State, Valley City, and Jamestown, as we will have 12 quarterfinal round matchups coming at you on Monday for Region 1A, Region 2A, and Region 1B across the state of North Dakota. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and congratulations goes out to Minot North on their Dakota Bowl appearance, and a tip of the cap to Coach Tommy Butler and the Central Cass Squirrels on a whale of a season here back in AA football for Castleton. Good night from Minot.